Welcome, everybody, to the VR Master League Round Robin Group A pre-show. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, and I am joined here with a host of casters on the casting desk. We have Triple Nipple, Buxton, and Sleepy. We'll go down the line. Trip, how are you today, sir?
I am good. I'm excited to watch some of these teams duke it out today.
Yep, absolutely. Buxton, how are you doing today?
I am doing very good today, and much like Trip, I'm really excited to see what kind of team play we'll be seeing coming out today. Some nice nades, I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Sleepy, how are you this fine morning?
Well, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew, NightFiree. No, it's just coffee, but yeah, my hands are shaking from excitement. The adrenaline is definitely pumping for today's Onward action. The NA heavyweights duking it out here in Group A. Yeah,
there is a lot to be excited about. First things first, we're going to take a quick gander at the round-robin format. Apologies for cutting that off there. As you can see, we are starting here at the end of the Challenger Cup final. We just had that come through. Those were some fantastic games. And I think we'll get some better coverage of those in the replays on the VR Respawn show later this week. So be sure to tune into that. But the finalists there, G-Men coming out ahead. They'll be advancing down into Round Robin Group B, which we'll be having tomorrow. But today we have Round Robin A. That is VR Master League teams ranks 2, 3, 6, and 7. That means that we have Globochem, Danglers, Blaze, and SMC Tactical, the NA squad, going up against each other. The top 2 teams from Round Robin A and B will be advancing down into our semifinals, where we will have the best 2 teams, all 4 teams square away, and we'll have our final on May 25th. The winner of that going to the ESL VR League Season 3 Finals, the LAN event, June 8th and 9th. A lot on the line here. These teams competing for that chance to go to that LAN tournament. Sleepy, we've gone to them before. Yes. I mean, you can express that sort of tension that these players are feeling.
Absolutely, especially for the ones who are in this stage of the tournament who have also had the opportunity to go to these events before. They know what's on the line. They know what's at stake. While our prize pools are small in comparison to, bigger games like CSGO and Overwatch and things like that, it's a great opportunity for our players to be able to go and do these sorts of things and to connect with ESL and become professional VR esports players. So it's really tense, especially for those teams who know what's on the line here this weekend and the weekends following. But I think it's going to make for some really great games. I think Blaze deserves a chance to go to one of these events. They've been playing so well this season, as well as in seasons past as they've come up. But the other teams also deserve it. SMC, a veteran-ranked team in the top 5 fairly consistently. Danglers, a powerhouse pretty much since inception. I mean, those guys are insane. And then Globochem, the mighty Globochem. What are you going to do with these guys, right? I mean, they've just been setting the standard for top-tier play almost also since inception and back in Season 1 and even before that.
I'm holding my breath in anticipation that maybe we'll see some strategies that'll surprise us. We're seeing here our first round is going to be Danglers, Blaze, SMC Tactical versus Globochem. And I want to go to you with this one, Buxton. What do you think, if any, is there going to be any surprise outcomes today? Do you think Globo may lose a round here?
I don't really like making bets against Globochem because every time I try, it always seems that they deny me of that feeling of being right once for all.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we may see Globochem lose a map somewhere. I don't know where exactly we will. I don't know if it will be SMC. I don't know if it might be Danglers or Blaze, but they're definitely going to lose a map somewhere down this Group A.
I think Trip, I'll leave this one to you. If you had to pick a team out of this group stage, which team do you think is going to be able to potentially take a map from Globo, if not a series?
Oh, that's a tough one. I really like Blaze and Danglers.
I agree. They've been playing very well this season, but if you had to pick, and why would you choose that squad?
I think that the Danglers have the best chance because of the aggression and the crazy. Like they're gonna do their thing, regardless of who they're playing, which I think plays into their favor. Like they don't change their tactics based on their teammates.
So you don't think? I mean, they've been battling it out with Rome in the VR League. They're a rank 15 squad. Is that any indication of their?
Man, there are so many upsets in the VR League.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem the same.
It's a difference.
Like Rome's a great team. I've played them and they're great. But I just don't know.
It's a different ballgame. I do agree. We're curious to see how they'll face off against these powerhouses like Blaze and Globochem today, because they've got a lot chalked out to them. Sleepy, you were on Danglers. You of all people should know how they're gonna play today. Do you think they can beat Globo?
I think Danglers have had the potential of beating Globo for a while now. There's just an issue of getting into their own heads when it comes to playing a team like Globo, where they always just try and play it too tight. They want to play it too by the book, too by the numbers, and that's not how Danglers play. Like, they're one of the best teams at fluidity and adaptability that I've seen, without having pre-planned strategies. These guys are just here to have some fun, and you can hear it in the lobbies when we get those caster cams close. If they're not having fun, they're usually losing the game, and I don't mean that they're not having fun because they're not winning the game. It's if they're not having that fun, then they are more than likely going to lose because they don't play as well. When they're just out there having fun, doing what they do, joking around, but keeping those comms tight, they're a force to reckon with. And I do think they could take Globo, but they have a problem of getting into their own head when it comes to playing teams like Globo and SMC. We've been trying to take down SMC for seasons now and just not been able to do it because we think we've got it. We kind of go into it a little cocky, thinking that we might have it a little too easily. And then SMC just knocks us down on our asses, and what can we do? But yeah, so if Danglers can overcome that and just have a good time today, I think they definitely have the potential to take first or even claim that second spot to the semis.
Yeah, I think the better question today, really, the more realistic approach to analyzing this group stage is who is going to take second place. If we can sort of assume that Globo is on point, is playing their typical style, they're going to be tough to beat. The format of today, if you're unfamiliar, each team plays 2 maps. So you'll see the format. We have 3 stages planned here, or 3 rounds rather planned. Each round, each team plays 2 maps. There are pick bans at the start of each round, and then you obviously have your 2 map choices. I think each team picks a map, right? Buxton, am I wrong on that?
I believe they do, yes.
Okay.
From memory, they pick their own maps and they ban their own maps.
Right.
Of course.
So that's the format. So when we talk about a team taking a map, that's what we're talking about with Globochem. But Danglers, Blaze, and SMC Tactical, I'm going to go down the line. I think we've kind of already got some input from the group, but if you have to pick a team that's going to take the second, because there's 2 teams that qualify today, so if you're going to have to pick a second place out of Danglers, Blaze, and SMC, who do you think is going to take that? Buxton, I'll start with you.
I'm going to put second place on Blaze. I think I have to. They're my dark horse. I've been watching them grow.
Why do you think Blaze? I mean, they're a relatively new squad to the league. They haven't been around for too many seasons. You think
that is true.
So what's your reasoning there?
Well, they have been putting a lot of work into game ban. Of course, they've gone from losing against. They've lost 4 matches in a row when they first came into the league, but now they're going toe to toe with Danglers, with beating SMC quite handedly. And their only real threat now, I think, is just Globochem and Danglers. And if they can just pull out the right plays they need against Danglers, then they can definitely pull away with second place.
Yeah, that's a very good point. They have been playing very well towards the later half of the season. Sleepy, if you had to pick, which one would you choose?
Well, I want to pick Danglers, of course, as a previous member of Danglers, but I'm actually going to share that love with Blaze today. I think they've been putting in a lot of work. I think, our casting cohort, Noman, has put in a lot of work with his team as well as outside of his team. So I think they deserve to win it or even take second as well. So I'm going to go Danglers Blaze for the win today.
Okay. And Trip, if you had to choose anybody to take away that second place, who would you go with?
I also am going to go with Blaze.
Oof.
I mean, I watched them go from just working their way through the wild card last season. I mean, they were so close to getting all the way there, and I think that they've put in a lot more work this season to get that final little bit. I mean, they're third in the North American, so.
Okay. I think if I'll put my vote in, and I'm gonna throw down for SMC. I think they're gonna surprise today. I know they haven't been really maybe on their A game as of late, but they've been substituting in some new players. Edna's been getting some time into that squad play as well as Parzival, who I guess is now Bing or whoever you want, whatever name he wants to go by. So I'm gonna put my hat for SMC. We got Blaze and SMC and Danglers. We got everyone. We're a spread desk. I like that. I like to see that. I do think we should point out.
And that's a good call.
I do think we should point out where we're going to be getting the action today. If you want to catch the first, so this is how it's going to shake up. We will be following on Master League 1. Me and Sleepy will be following SMC Tactical. That's the easiest way to kind of see how this is going. Meanwhile, Master League 2 will be following. We'll do Danglers Blaze, Globochem Danglers, and then Blaze Globochem. So that's where the split action is going to be, and Buxton and Triple Nipple will be casting over there. So make sure that you tune in and get your multi-streams up because the action is going to be coming in hot and heavy. I do want to cut over to our weekly replays just so we can kind of have some gameplay going in the background as we discuss sort of what strategies we may think we're going to see today. Do you think we're going to see anything that's going to surprise you with a full squad push, hard pushes, maybe something akin to a full hard SMC push up the middle? Buxton, do you think we're going to see any sort of unique strategies, and which team do you think is going to throw them out?
I've got to say Danglers. Danglers are going to do their dangly thing, and they're going to go straight through, full rush on something. I have a feeling it's going to be their first map. No fear, straight through. Maybe they'll continue to try and pull that out later on. Make sure they don't get in their own heads like Sleepy was saying. But absolutely they're going to do that at some point. Straight rushes, that's the dangle. That's the dangle way.
Sleepy, what do you think, bud?
Well, I agree with Buxton, obviously. If you're going to see some really unique stuff, it's going to be out of the Danglers or possibly even Blaze, as they're also ones to be a bit unpredictable nowadays. But, all of these teams capable of pulling something crazy out of their pocket. I'm sure SMC have been cooking some stuff up.
Yep.
Again, we talked about they've had a faulty season. They've had some low times. They've had some high times. So you're taking them as your pick for today. Doesn't surprise me. They are a strong team and very strong in these tournaments. And today, of all days, that endurance is going to take a lot to deal with it. And these teams that have been to LAN events are really going to be at the advantage there, as they've been put through the ringer before on long play days, constant matches. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree with Buxton. Blaze or Danglers are going to pull out the real unique stuff today with the who gives a care rush.
Trip, what's out of all the teams, which one do you think is going to break out some unique strategies, and what do you think we'll see?
You know what? The only thing, what will make me happy, I will retire as a player and a caster if Danglers does the rush on Quarantine that they did against Animal House. I want to see that against Globochem.
Ooh.
That's all I want from today.
Yeah, man, there are some exciting matchups today. It's going to be great. The action is spread across both channels too. You're going to have to be bouncing back and forth if you want to catch it all. That is for sure. And I think we are going to take a bit of time for us casters to prep for the matches and get into the lobbies and allow you guys to split off to whatever matches you want to watch, get those multi-streams rolling. That'll be it from us here at the pre-show. Again, on this channel will be NightFiree, myself, and Sleepy with 2 3s. And over on Master League 2 will be Buxton and Trip. And the action, if you missed it again, we'll be following SMC Tactical. Onward Master League 2 will pick up the other games, and they are some good ones. Danglers vs. Blaze is exciting. Thank you guys for tuning into the pre-show. We will catch you all in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. More Onward action here real soon. I do want to come in briefly here, folks, while we are waiting and fill you in on an update. We are having some technical difficulties with SMC's side. We're discussing the possibilities of what the next course of action is for in terms of how long the delay may be. It should hopefully not be too long before they have their players back and online. So just stick with us, or go watch what I recommend going on to Master League 2. And you can watch the action there unfold because Blaze and Danglers are squaring away. So either wait, go watch Master League 2 and come back here in 10 minutes if you want to catch SMC versus Globochem. That's my recommendation. Okay, I have an update on the ruling. We are going to be live with SMC Tactical and Globochem in 9 minutes. They have to use both timeouts that they're allotted for the match, and if they do not have their 5th in by then we'll start 4v5. I do believe they have a 5th coming. Just taking time to travel to his home to play. So that's the situation, and the matches should be started shortly. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, and I am here with my co-caster, Sleepy with 2 3's. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. I've been chomping at the bit for this action to start. We've had a few tech delays.
Oh yeah, 1 or 2.
We will have to apologize, and of course, thank you to the viewers out there who are tuning in for sticking with us. It does look like our action will be getting underway here very, very shortly. So thank you again so much for sticking with us. We do appreciate you. And yeah, I mean, NightFiree. We just talked about all of this in the pre-show, but I mean, Globochem SMC. A boxing match to start us out on an interesting map, which we'll go over in a second.
Yeah,
what do you think, man?
I'm excited to see how this one shapes out. I hope SMC. I was, you know, kind of putting my vote into SMC that they would really come in here strong and give Globochem a run for the money. But we very well could start this round 4v5 for SMC, which is literally the worst case scenario because they're having some tech difficulties. And we can't delay the game longer than we have. You know, giving them back-to-back timeouts is already a ruling that mods had to decide upon, and you know, it's something that the mods decided was a good option to allow the SMC the most possible time to get their 5th member in before the start of this series, because this is the round robin. You know, this is an important series to have. You want to have it be 5v5 if you can arrange it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do want to obviously give our teams who have qualified to this point the best chance that they can to field a good competitive match against their, you know, opponent fields. And that goes the same tomorrow as well for the Group B finalists or qualifiers. You know, this is not something that, you know, we're only trying to do this to make this the most competitive Onward that can be possible going forward here as we go towards the finals to decide who is going to be the VR Master League champion. So, you know, we have to make some rulings sometimes, and it is what it is. But the teams were understanding, and we set a set time limit, and they're now going to either have to start 4v5 or, you know, they'll forfeit the first map, I guess.
Yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised if Globochem just gave SMC some more time to try and get their 5th in. It doesn't look like they're going to. We're not even going to pick bans. We'll talk about the map choice, which is Bazaar, as we hop into this, or sorry, not Bazaar, Quarantine. Thank you very much. As we hop into the first round, the 4v5 SMC Tactical versus Globochem. Short a man on defense, of all things, to start it off, too. That is definitely not how you want to kick things off.
No, it's going to be rough. And Globochem getting a pretty difficult spawn on this objective, though. They are far east. They're right in the center. They're going to either have to cross the road, which they are attempting with Thunder Pilot. He makes it safely, but not without some suppression fire from the defense. They're just going to push it. It seems like Globochem actually going to go a little strong here. They're going to go pretty aggressive up the center. You got Toast, Pants, and Arsenic already stacking up in the corner. It looks like smokes are being prepped.
Beefy's getting aggressive, rotating around to the rooftop. If he can get that rooftop angle, he'll have great lines of sight down onto Toast and Arsenic. And both of those guys are concerned about the rooftop. You can see them. They have their guns trained up to the roof, even some suppressive fire coming out. They also have one rotating around North Thunder there, who may run into Mr. Beefy over here shortly. I think that's what Beefy is actually waiting for. He called out Thunder's moves, and so I think that's why Beefy rotated. It's super risky for him to be so far away, especially when they're down a man at the start. He's really relying on the rest of his team, those 3, to defend that inside rubble objective.
I do agree, but the one thing I will disagree with you on is I think it's smart for them. They did see one of the members of Globochem go north, so for them to try and stop that north control is kind of smart. It is risky, being that they are down a man on defense, but so far they haven't lost a man. So I think as long as that man, those other 3 men defending close to the objective stay up, 4th man is kind of clear to make sure and get control of the rooftop, or maybe just stop that northern push. But now Beefy under fire from Toast over on the corner. Toast and Pants, I believe. Yes. He's going to be saved by that infamous tower.
Doing some work to keep him alive. They are trying to pick him off on the corner, though. They do almost have an angle, but I think Beefy's crouched low enough.
Landon, it's going to find Arsenic in the tank courtyard. It will not be an insta-kill, but it will be enough to down him. Arsenic still going to be able to provide those call-outs, but that's looking good for Globochem to help trying to even the playing field here.
Yeah, Sickness, the most forward-facing. Beefy catching Thunder Pilot on that north side We were waiting for that to happen for a while. Finally, Thunder decided to push, and Beefy takes him out. And the SMC Tactical are looking good here in round 1. They're in a 4v3 right now.
Absolutely. They have turned the tides in their favor. Arsenic yet to be picked up, and Globochem not really actioning to get him.
No.
I'm not seeing any smokes. I did see some smokes popped here in this courtyard a few minutes ago, but I'm not seeing any push. Toast here making a push now. Maybe he'll go for Arsenic. Arsenic will only call for it if it's clear. And here comes Landon on a hard push. Arsenic's calling it out hot now. Landon's going to fire.
Ooh.
He does find Toast, and it seems Mr. Beefy going to find Pants in the north. That's going to leave Globochem down to just one man.
And they know where he is. Beefy calling him out, and SMC Tactical coming out so strong here. Beefy should be able to catch a double. No, he can't land any shots on either one of them. But now he knows there's 2 over here on the north side. And if you're going to have 2 left alive, Pants and Otto are definitely a great duo.
You got that right.
Yeah.
It's definitely not over for SMC Tactical. Even though they are in a 4v2 and they are looking good, they have to tuck back onto objective, which you take you look at your mini-map, and they have done. All 3 backed down towards objective with the 1 kind of forward advancing. And just a great adjustment here from SMC. Really cool to see on that mini-map of them just kind of come around objective, check it, double-check all their angles, and then they spread back out to defend from this incoming north push.
One down over by the hill behind the cement trucks.
Landon putting some shots out, thinks he's downed one. Otto just hit the deck really hard, and that's something you'll see out of Globochem's players. They are dedicated. Yeah. They will dive.
Yeah, they will. And Pants, I've been seeing a lot of like quick squat shotting, kind of like you would see in a 2D shooter like COD or CSGO or something like that. And it's been really working for him in situations where it's like a CQC combat. Beefy here on a push to the north. He's barely going to miss. Oh, no, he's totally missed the guy who's made it all the way west now. I believe that's going to be Otto. Yeah.
Yeah, and
No, Pants.
Yeah, how did they get a defender over there? Oh my goodness, could this happen? Do you think Pants can orchestrate a cap here on the backside of SMC Tactical?
I'm not sure that a Globochem player would really risk the situation of a cap. And to be fair, I'm not sure I've ever seen Pants cap. Like, I only know Pants.
I don't think I have either.
Kill, you know?
But he picks off, I mean, look at this dude. He picks off Pwnecake and Sickness, and their objective is wide open.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, no,
And a double for Pants? That's not a stretch. This is a super weak SMC backside here.
Oh, wait, is Pants pulling a knife?
Yes, he is.
He's got a knife. He's got a knife and his gun. He's going to go for the knife on Pwnecake. This is a smart play, a high-level play here.
Oh!
But Pwncake's going to find him. And SMC are going to be able to hold on to it, man down, and grab the first point here on Quarantine against the mighty Globochem.
Wow, that was something. Pwnecake very ready for that. He was prepared for that push out of Pants there. Hello?
Hello?
I lost you there for a second.
Oh no, I went muted. I was typing. I'm just trying to coordinate with the other moderators so that I can focus more on the casting today.
Yeah, we need you. I'm just trying to set up all sorts of stuff over here too. You're adjusted Sleepy's audio settings. Magically activated Windows, and you're underway. Okay, everything is sorted. I'm back. Sleepy's back. First round of Quarantine under the belt of SMC Tactical. I think they're gonna have to play another 4v5. They still do not have their 5th member in the lobby. No timeouts available, so they're just gonna have to keep playing. But it's working for them?
So far. Nope, I hear a fifth.
Wow, and it's going to be Parzival, an old SMC player, back into the limelight. Here he is on the stage in the round robin. See how Bing 72 does.
Bing, that meme just has to go everywhere with him, doesn't it? But no, Parzival, yeah, and as you said, an old, but I'm sure he'd take offense to that. A long-time former member of SMC.
Old as heck, dude. Graying almost, I would say.
Well, let me tell you what, graying, moderating can definitely gray you up. NightFiree, I've already spotted a few in my temple area, so.
Yeah, I hear that.
Don't give him too much trouble. But I'm glad to see SMC with 5. I will be interested to see how Parzival will add to this coming in what seems to be cold. Maybe he spent a few minutes warming up before he said, okay, let's do this, but we'll have to see.
I think he rushed from whatever he was doing to get in front of that computer and hop into this lobby because I just don't see them taking a round 4v5 and allowing him to warm up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And Globochem playing a pretty solid, safe defense on the objective. You got 3 men tight on Arsenic, Toast, and Pants. The communication is out. They are looking for the spawn. They're watching just about every angle possible. So pretty tight. They also have a few guys off objective. You got Auto and probably Thunder. Yeah, that's Thunder there in the west. So good coverage. Kind of watch the key approach points to this objective. It's pretty strong with the ability for men to be able to rotate back pretty safely and securely. Thunder Pilot, even though he's the farthest out, has plenty of room to run in order to kind of bound back to the objective pretty fast.
Absolutely. He is, I'd say actually Auto is probably the one that's well, yeah, Thunder's also really far out there. Auto here over on the south side, kind of watching the south crossing by ambulance. And this is a position I think is a much smarter position to take at ambulance. Sometimes you'll see players opt to sit by ambulance and kind of look out over towards that north side. I just think that's too risky. Ambulance is penetrable. You can a couple of good rounds through that and you're done, you know. Auto here, he's taking that safe route tucked behind the wall. And if he wants to, he can use this little berm to peek up over that wall and take a much easier peek, much safer peek.
Yeah, you can also use it to get a nice angle up to the north rooftop where we can see now that Landon, Jordan, and Ponecake have now taken control of. As I say that, Bing going to finally give us our first rounds fired of the map. It's a little late into the match already, not a single shot being fired prior to, but SMC, I guess, looking to start their attack now. They have, as I mentioned, taken control of the roof. And they have got their team in some pretty well-coordinated positions. Their man in the east may be lagging a little bit behind for my liking, but you know this could be all part of the plan. We are starting to see smokes here now from Ponecake. Ooh, and a frag comes back for the answer, and the wall just barely saving him there.
Oof. Real lucky. The smokes are out on the nose of objective. Their far west defender, I think that's Thunder, is dropping back now. He's trying to crash towards objective, and he has a long hike to go while the rest of SMC is starting to push in on objective. He's still super far away. If they can time this properly, they may find an opening for themselves here.
Yeah, those 3 picks that they're going to need on the objective are going to be pretty tough, though. Globochem good about picking up the refrag. Arsenic, though, going to find one in the center, and then Thunder Pilot here in the west will take down Mr. Beefy from that strong flank back to the objective.
And in a flash, Globochem have shut down what was looking like a very well-coordinated push from SMC Tactical. Landon having rooftop control, Bing relatively close, and Sickness has managed to cross the street over towards Tank Courtyard. Has this wall cover. He can do some work here.
Yeah, he really could, but I think this is where I would have wanted him to be before they started that push onto the objective, because Sickness's position here can really provide an alternate angle of fire, and the refrag ability is endless. He could actually, if he just stood up, actually take the head off of Arsenic right now. He's actually going to take the shots. Here it is. Landon going to get the kill, though. Pants will find Bing. And Toast will get the kill onto Landon in the refrag. Sickness is yet to find Toast's position, but Auto will be quick to be able to pick this one up if Sickness isn't careful. Yes, Auto sees Sickness through it, and he and Pants will double team Sickness in order to take the round for Globochem on defense.
We are underway. There's no more tomfoolery. I do believe Global Chem had a disconnect. They lost Thunder Pilot on that west side, so there's a huge gap in coverage for a second there. Bing was able to kind of cross up into a position he shouldn't have been able to cross up to, but Arsenic catches him out, and ultimately they Global Chem defend objective well. But we're underway now. Nothing out of the ordinary. 5v5. Back at things have reset, Sleepy. We're back to normalcy.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, NightFiree. I'm excited. Things are just going to be all up and up from here. It's going to be the best, some of the best Onward that we're going to see here throughout the season. Of course, not to be shadowed at all, but you know, the finals will obviously be probably the best Onward because, right, that's what we're here for, to find out who the best of the best is. But yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of exciting games here. These teams, they play each other fairly regularly throughout the regular season, so they're pretty aware of each other's tactics, which means they're going to have to get creative this weekend and the weekends to follow in order to continuously beat these tough opponents from both sides of the globe, really.
And we have our tech difficulties hashed out. Global Chem back to all 5. Thunder has rejoined the lobby. I don't think we have to do any remakes. I'm still trying to hone in some tech difficulties on our end. But I think we are sorted. We'll be diving into round number 3 of map 1, Global Chem versus SMC. It's taken a bit to get here. It was an odd start with SMC starting 4v5, but now they have all 5 alive, and we'll see if they can defend like they did last time successfully.
Started up without him, now they're here. Started up without him, now the whole team here. Sorry.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that again.
I mean, I think it was a pretty good parody song, but you can be the judge of that.
I just don't think rapping is your really...
I mean, it wasn't performed very enthusiastically either, so I can't blame you for not liking it.
Stick to casting, you know?
Oh, I think I'll do that.
Okay,
No,
very good.
no American Idol auditions for me this year. Though I am still hoping to be able to get my name on TV in lights on American Idol. On to the action. Arsenic popping some shots from the South Hills. Just a little poking and prodding. Maybe he sees Pone Cake there on the roof, I believe that is.
Yeah, he's going to go take up that position Otto was defending in. He's going to use that wall. I think he's just going to crash straight up towards Tank Courtyard. And this is something you can do on this objective because of how teams defend. Usually you don't have anybody really have an Overwatch position out into the middle of the map. It's too risky to expose yourself to be able to see anybody out into the middle of the map. And so oftentimes the teams opt to tuck in, wait for those angles that force the hard push, you know, that are going to force them to go up that hill, and then they start to go for those go for the kills. So Arsenic may not run into anybody here until he starts to make his way up towards that rooftop.
Yeah, things quiet from both ends, and you know, like Noman and I were talking about a little bit last night in the Challenger Cup finals, where G-Men earn their slot in tomorrow's Group B of the round robin stage. You know that you heard us talk about how the postseason mindset for these teams is a bit different than it is in regular season play. Regular season play, you know, there's 14 weeks of regular season that you can use to, you know, I wouldn't say gamble with, but you have the ability to take a loss here and there and still come out okay as far as the tournaments and the qualifying for the finals events go. But yeah, you play things a bit safer than you might in the regular season because there's a little bit more at risk. You know, you lose here, you're done, you're out. There isn't just, you know, a little MMR gained or lost and you move on to next week. No, it's if you don't win here, there is no next week. You're going to watch next week from your house instead of playing.
And you're not going to be going and competing in that LAN tournament if you end up taking up a final position. Pants finding Beefy here early. And now the push is coming in from Global Chem. Arsenic kind of calling out the squad. Why are we moving so slow? And now with 3 minutes, they've decided, yeah, why are we moving so slow? Let's push up. They have one defender on the hill who has a great angle down onto Pants, but Pants peeking around it off in for the trade, and GlobalChem are beginning their push. They still have to worry about Pwnecake on the roof, but they will get the res, and now it's a 5v3. SMC Tactical falling apart here. Sickness with his back completely exposed to an attacker. He goes down from Toast. Pwnecake going down on the roof, and now the last defender alive, Bing72. Will he be savvy enough to know he's the last one alive, and will he crash towards objective and defend it appropriately?
It does look like a crash indeed, but it's going to be a crash a little too exposed. And Arsenic, he's going to find the kill onto Bing, a.k.a. Parzival. And GlobalChem find their first Marsoc round and take it up 2-1 on Quarantine.
And maybe now Global have shaken off the cobwebs after losing that one round early 4v5. Definitely a round that fired them up, I think. We'll see if SMC Tactical will answer back accordingly. There's definitely some potential for some hard pushes and some good plays. You can see the coordination out of GlobalChem there, all pushing up with smokes at the same time, pinching on that far northeast side while they were crashing up the center. Just a really nice coordinated push, and I wonder if we'll see something from SMC like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell what we're going to see. I mean, it seems like even GlobalChem were surprised with how slow they were moving, or at least Arsenic was. But you know what? I had something that I wanted to talk about here in this break, and it completely slipped my mind as I was responding to some other things. I'll have to circle back to you.
We are really doing a lot, man. The amount of stuff that us casters, co-casters, and you as a mod do is an obnoxious amount. And if there are more people that want to help, do it. Yeah,
please do, including moderating.
It's just ridiculous.
We can definitely have a team that's bigger than the three of us.
I should have my co-caster be allowed to dedicate himself to co-casting instead of dealing with people complaining about things.
No, this time it wasn't complaining, just coordinating some other things. But either way, yeah, wow, and immediately Pants going to find Parzival here on this push, and GlobalChem already going to be aware of the spawn. We'll see a defensive adaptation, I'm sure. Landon going to find Toast on the north rooftop, but he is not downed, or not dead, I should say. He is only down. He can still provide those call-outs for his team.
That's a big pickup, though, to lose Toast there on the defense. They have two invested up on the hill, and they only have one down on objective. If SMC Tactical opt to take this sort of inside route, especially with Landon finding Pants on the roof, they have a really good angle on towards objective. Now they're in a 4v3. Landon confirming with a net. Oh, actually catching another auto going down. Rez coming up on Toast, and here we are still in a 4v3 with two down on roof.
That res onto Toast can be made irrelevant quite soon if Thunderpilot doesn't get himself in gear. He does find Mr. Beefy, but Pwnecake and Landon appear to be ready for it now. Landon gonna be watching the corner, but no, he's watching the rooftop. Thunder, the peeking, just not lining up. It's always just a cat and mouse game sometimes. Toast gonna be picked up there. Arsenic gonna get the res onto Otto, who will probably get the res onto Pants. If the utility still exists, the grenade gonna come down the hill. It won't take him down. Arsenic will find Sickness. Toast will pop out to confirm, but that'll also confirm to Pwnecake and Landon that he is still there. It's a 2v5 now. Wow. GlobalChem able to return those reses. Pwnecake will pick up Pants. Toast finds Pwnecake on the refrag. Arsenic is now pushed his way down to the tank, and it's all up to Landon Jordan. I cannot believe that GlobalChem was down to only 2 players, now back up to 5, down to 4 again. This is insane. That is what you call dedication. That's what you need to see from your top-tier teams, going for those revives, finding a way to make it work, and that's exactly what GlobalChem's done.
And, it's oftentimes you have to capitalize on those downs. SMC maybe just a little bit too slow. I think the key stopper really was Thunder pushing out and just putting rounds onto Landon and the rest of that SMC squad, forcing him to stay back by spawn, and they just couldn't push up. Now Landon's all alone. They've lost, all the reses have come out, and he's in a 1v4. It's a complete swing for them. It's not going to be easy for him to get even close to objective now.
He's all by himself.
If that was the first time or the second time I had heard it, I'd maybe I'd cut you some slack.
I don't want your slack, NightFiree. I want Landon to find this clutch opportunity he's been presented. The one thing that will help him here is the fact that pretty much every member of Globochem has been revived, so any little bit of damage he can cause is basically going to be an insta-kill from here out. So even quick one-shot picks there. He finds one on the toast. Now Globochem's on the rush. Arsenic pushing his way across the hillside. Oh, he's going to be able to find the flank. Possibly no. Landon's watching the rooftop, and Arsenic going to find the shots in the side. Globochem able to secure their 3rd point here on Quarantine with a last-minute ditch effort in the revive train of the century, I'd say.
Yeah, no kidding. 3 reses there in that one round for Globochem. Pretty wild. And look at how many reses they have total in this series so far. What is that? 5 reses? That's insane.
Yes, that is correct. 5 revives from out the entire Globochem team. Arsenic not only killing the most people, but bringing the most people back to life, as he's got 5 kills, 2 deaths, and 2 revives. Pants pulling out a nice 4 kills, as is Toast. Otto unable to find one just yet, and Thunder able to find at least one. He did drop, of course, so that count is
little
obviously skewed.
Now we hop into round number 5 of map 1. Globochem with a commanding 3-1 lead, and we'll see if SMC Tactical can get another one on the board. I do think they've been playing pretty well today. They've had some great opportunities. They took an early lead on Globo, which I was not expecting 4v5. And if they can get this one, I think they can maybe muster up a pretty good offense next round. So I think SMC very much still in this series, as long as they don't lose an early defender from Pants here looking for shots.
Yeah, he just went behind it and
This can be a tougher objective to defend. It's also a very tough objective to attack, especially if you cannot lock down that north control. But it seems Globochem is actually not interested in the north at all, or at least for the time being. They've got 2 guys kind of watching the north side for the early aggression for the defense, maybe the ones up on the rooftop, but no real push across that north street. They know that would be kind of a risky move, especially without the utilization of smokes. And I don't think they're quite ready to let their spawn be known just yet.
Pants is going to smoke out that crater. He gets an unfortunate bounce off the curve. It would have been great if he didn't get that bounce. He's going to have to follow up with another nade now. And that is perfectly tossed. Unreal.
Wow, like a freaking basketball. Just swish.
Meanwhile, though, Landon staying diligent, watching that far south side, picks off one. A really long rotation from one of the Globochem attackers, and now Globochem into a 4v5. Surprised he hasn't confirmed that kill, as he is resable.
He's at ABC now. I'm gonna move positions.
And they did cross. They had those good smokes while Landon was in that firefight. They got one over. Thunder Pilot over by the cement trucks, and Landon finds another one. Arsenic. Oh no, he was confirming him there.
Yeah, that's the confirmation shots you were looking for just a few minutes ago.
I think they had a disconnect, because I'm only seeing 4 on my map.
Yeah, no. Someone else.
I'm unsure.
No, it looks like Thunder has dropped again, unfortunately.
Jeez.
On the side for Globochem. So Globochem now working with only 3 members on an already difficult objective push. SMC going to catch a bit of break here. They were already doing well on the round, though. They were leading as far as a manned advantage on the round.
He is 100%.
The additional drop will unfortunately help them out a little bit more.
He's at the wall, but
Thunder Pilot having a bit of connection issues with the lobby today, it seems.
I'm gonna do quick peeks, okay? See where he is.
See Pants here doing a little quick peek strategy. I think something that, honestly, he pioneered, where you engage your sprint and then kind of rotate the thumbstick on the Oculus in a circular motion and get that sprint speed while you peek corners. It allows you to kind of quick check angles and avoid being shot quickly. He finds one here. Sickness getting overconfident, rotating.
Yeah, just a bad angle from Sickness, unfortunately. Pants gonna have snuck up to where he can peek through that concrete truck and get that angle onto him. Not to say Sickness was in the wrong for being there, because I mean, he didn't even know that Pants had pushed there to that point, so he thought it was a fairly strong position, and Unfortunately, he was wrong. He was a little too exposed there, and Pants able to get those shots fairly quick.
If you ever go onboard Pants, it's like he does not stop talking. The guy is a non-stop. It's like impossible to cast over him when you're first person spectating. He's just constantly communicating. Guy here, guy there. I took these shots. Can you cross? Can you do this?
Yeah, I mean,
It's good strategy. I'm not knocking it. It's just it's what he does, you know.
No, absolutely, and I'm actually kind of the same way, you know, to the point where Dangler's even possibly annoyed with me back in the day. I would call out literally everything. Like every few minutes, I'd be calling out times, how many guys we still have up, how many confirms we know we have. You know, just keeping the guys fresh, keep that intelligence constantly going. Calling out enemies if you see a cross, if you think you see something, if you hear something, give that intel to your friendlies. Don't worry about your positioning. Pants now going to find another one, and he's going to exactly do it. What we said, he's going to call it in. He's confirmed another one. That's 2 down. I mean, comms are some of the most important things about this game, and I still pull my hair out with how little they can be used by teams sometimes.
Yeah, you want to try and get a close over-the-shoulder angle on Pants, good luck. That dude does not stop moving and full sprinting. He is constantly moving at max speed. He's definitely one of the fastest players in the league. He always has been.
Ooh, Mr. Beefy here with a possibly good grenade. No, it'll fall a little too short, but his position is super strong, though. Much strong. Very, very good defense here spot from Mr. Beefy to stop this kind of sneaky approach under the wing to the objective.
If Pants peeks up over this dune, he's going to be in trouble. Beefy is holding this angle, looking for this, and he misses the shots. Now Pants has an easy kill here underneath, and he finds it.
I was just about to say, you can't miss those shots when you're in such a tight box like that. And now GlobalChem kind of turning this thing around, NightFiree. They went from being a man down with the drop. Oh, no, 20 seconds. They've got to push it. Pants is going in hard. Landon Jordan's here on the wing, but he hasn't spotted Pants just yet. Will Pants spot him first? Who's going to see it? No, the C4 from Parzival. Otto finds the quick refrag. He's got 10 seconds now. He's got to find Landon on that wing. Will he do it? Landon, no, he's going to find him instead. SMC going to stay alive here on quarantine. We're going to go to 7, NightFiree. You can just sense it in the air.
I think so. I think SMC have a real chance here of coming back and rallying a little bit. I'm glad to see that they did pick up that Volk round. Landon opting to peek there, incredibly risky, considering how... you know, they only had 5 seconds left on the clock. All Landon had to do was stay prone and stay down, and they have themselves a win. But instead, he goes for those kills and does get SMC another one on the board. This is the real task, though. Can they get? I don't know. Do you think a cap's in their repertoire? Do you think they're thinking cap here on this objective?
I think they're not going to be afraid to go for it, and they know what's on the line. They can definitely pull this map out from underneath GlobalChem. But again, we talked about it, the postseason mindset. Do you risk going for 2 when it might be safer to go for 1 and put yourself on defense for your final round? It's hard to tell, but SMC not afraid of the challenge, and they are not afraid to stick it to their enemy. We're going to see already an all 5-man squad push in the north here, trying to stay incognito as long as they can. But the communication sounds good from SMC. We talked about it a little last round from GlobalChem, but SMC, another team that communicates well. The C, in fact, in SMC does stand for communicate, so that is a strong part of their strategy. Unfortunately, being bulletproof is not, as Toast is going to find a hard angle onto Landon.
Landon did get tagged. The res comes out. The smoke not going to much use, and Sickness scolding his player there. Now they have a bit of a tough cross as Mix is defending here by the white truck. He catches Bing on that corner. Beefy trying to rotate around the side, gets picked off by Pants on the hilltop, and GlobalChem are looking like they're going to take this map as they get an early 5-3 advantage. Wow, make that a 5v1 advantage as the rest of SMC just take down, or sorry, the rest of GlobalChem just take down SMC. Now Landon, the last one alive. This is going to be a tough one as he gets picked off by Mixologist pushing forward, and Globochem take map 1 4-2.
Wow.
That was
That's
fast.
it.
As soon as they had identification of that spawn, Globochem had that one locked up. They had Mixologist on that 18-wheeler. They had Pants on the hilltop watching their far north. There was just no way they were going to get through that unless they had some unreal picks and really nice shots, which they couldn't quite find. So Globo taking map 1 4-2. We'll now see what we get for map number 2. Sleepy, can you remind me what were the pick bands on today?
Yeah, so the pick bands for today were, sorry.
No, it's fine. Putting you on the spot.
Downfall was the band, I believe, from SMC, and the band from Globochem
Suburbia?
was Suburbia. That is correct.
And I will also believe Subway and Snowpeak are off of the rotation. If I'm
That
not
is correct.
mistaken. And so that leaves us with the potential for Cargo, Tanker. That's it, right? Bizarre.
Yeah, bizarre. Well, these are only best of 3, and if
No, it's
and
not
if
even
2
that.
maps.
You're only playing 2 maps.
Well, yeah, it's best of, but you only play the 2 maps to decide the winner. You don't have to play the 3rd map. So, well, I'm sorry, it's
No,
only
you
2
don't.
maps.
Yeah, there's no 3rd map.
Sorry.
It's all right,
sorry.
bud. Yeah, it's going to come down to those total map wins, and I think it also could, that second place could be determined by who loses the least to Globochem today. You know, if you can manage to get a couple of points, and it comes down to some sort of tiebreaker situation, then you're going to be the team that comes out as number 2. I don't think you can have. I don't know. Really taking their time on choosing this next map, though.
Yeah, today is not an easy choice for anyone making predictions. I think Globochem is always kind of a safe bet, you know. They are a top team for a reason. But yeah, I don't think anyone's got it easy today. And, you know, I have received scores from the other game.
Yeah, bit of a blowout, really unexpected from those 2 squads.
Completely unexpected NightFiree. Yeah, 4-1, 4-1 in Blaze's favor. A total score of 8-2 against Danglers. It really crushed them, apparently. I believe it was Q1 and let's see. Sorry.
Cargo.
Yeah, Q1 and Cargo. So
Mirroring what we are going to be having today, as our second map pick is going to be Cargo. Not a lot of other options, really. Tanker or Bazaar. I am surprised Bazaar didn't get opted in for, but I believe this is SMC's map pick, so Cargo isn't a really big surprise here. We are in the action. We are team versus team, apparently, as we hop into round number 1 of map 2. Globochem versus SMC. SMC taking up the Marsoc side.
I'm gonna stop and try to watch for the flanker.
I expect some numerous smokes, and unmute yourself as my co-caster. Lots of shots bringing out. Pwnecake pushing up, catching out Mixologist. Also has the backside of Toast exposed, but doesn't see him there, and he gets picked up. Toast finds a nice double here in the center, and just like that, SMC into a 3v4.
Wow. Quick banger starting out the round there, NightFiree, for sure.
Yeah, SMC definitely sticking to that fast pace that they have been working with lately. Landon finding Pants, and that's a key pickup. They don't know they've taken down Pants, but GloboChem without Pants is definitely a weaker GloboChem.
It is, but still nothing to be afraid of. As we can see, the airstrike called in from Arsenic. It'll pick up Landon, but he won't confirm him. Parzival will be able to get the res, but you know what? Never mind. Another airstrike from Toast, and it's over. The guns come up in the air in excitement for GloboChem.
The nades paying off big there. Those airbursts coming in clutch. Catching out the potential res could have brought it back to a 2v3 and maybe made something happen, but GloboChem saying no dice. Here's that extra nade, and I don't know. SMC definitely just have to answer back. Keep the kind of back and forth going, at least at the start of this round, if they want to stay in it. They need to take this probably 3-3 and take that final round, even though they will be on offense for that final round if it comes down to a bunch of Volk trades. So either way, they got a tall order here, winning against Globo on Cargo.
Sorry, NightFiree.
Yeah, I really wish I had my co-caster around today. He's more of a mod.
Well, I was sent a clip from that last round, which does appear to have
Let's not worry about it.
Okay.
No big deal.
I am here, so I will just let you lead this out for a minute until I'm able to get myself sorted. So I do apologize for being so back and forth today with folks. I am not normally like this when I get into the chair.
It's all good. I'll just treat it like a solo. Will be underway here. GloboChem and SMC into round number 2.
I'm not much of a contribution on this one. You guys are way better than I am.
That's fine.
And you know, this is just definitely a tough situation for SMC. You got to wonder how much better they could have done on quarantine if they did have Captain Soda available for them. As you know, he is their main 5. Bing's definitely a sub for them, so unfortunate reality that they are playing with a sub here in the round robin and already losing one. Mixologist finding Beefy. And Pwnecake here now wondering if he should take his luck and looking for some shots. He trades with Toast, but I think Toast is resable. Landing goes down on this side, and SMC only have 2 left alive to defend objective. With 5:30 left on the clock, GloboChem have made quick work of SMC's defense.
Yeah, GloboChem a force to reckon with on Cargo. That is for sure, NightFiree. They have honed in their game. Their grenade game is on point. Probably some of the best I've ever seen. I mean, SMC usually has it too, but I think that's when SMC is able to run at their own pace. I think GloboChem, even on defense, has been able to control the pacing of these rounds, and they are just decimating the SMC tactical defense at this moment. Could we be seeing a GloboChem cap here? Nope, never mind.
No, not
Pants
as...
isn't going to let Parzival live long enough for that.
Yeah, Pants finding that one, so that ain't even an option. They had 3 on objective ready to cap, but not necessary. GloboChem, I think, are going to take this map 4-0 at this rate.
Yeah, this is looking like a bit of a massacre at the moment, NightFiree. Already 2 points. They've successfully converted on Marsoc as well as on Volk. They're 2 points up. SMC are the comeback kings, especially in tight situations like this where it is do or die. But you know what? Just losing the first rounds here is not going to be the end of today. You know, this isn't a one and done. It's the top 2 at the end of the day, and we've got a lot of matches between a lot of good teams and a lot of great rivalries. So, you know, we just saw Danglers get smoked by Blaze, and SMC also getting kind of a beating here on map 2. So, you know, Danglers and SMC are kind of balancing each other out right now. Blaze and Globo lifting each other up, but as the day goes on, that stuff will definitely shake up. It's all about maps 1 today first and foremost. Then it goes into other deciding factors. So you just got to get any of those map wins you can in any of those games that you got. So Each team got to remember to just shake that off, go into the next one clear-minded and ready to have some fun and play some competitive Onward.
Yeah, I think that end of the day Blaze Global Chem matchup is going to be one you're going to want to keep your eyes on over on Master League 2. That should be really exciting to watch. I'm also looking forward to Blaze SMC. It does look like we have a round reset here as we're about to dive in. That'll be coming up shortly here on this channel, and then we have Danglers versus SMC to round things off. I'll be honest, I'm not as excited to watch SMC today as I was. If they had Captain Soda in the roster, I think they'd be a serious threat to this group stage, but they're basically 4v5. No offense to Bing. I mean, he even admitting it here and as they were starting their rounds, just not as trained as the rest of that squad is together. Not as prepared.
Maybe they do. Maybe the mom. Yep. All right. Wait, don't throw the smokes yet. Don't throw them yet. Here, why not? You don't know where they're going. We gotta get them right in front of the door. Get ready to crawl under the doors. That one smoke's pretty decent.
Smoke's coming out here for SMC Tactical, pushing in hard. Beefy, pretty advanced forward. Landon catching on Mixologist is the key first pick, and maybe a cap opportunity will open up for SMC on this map as they get an early lead here. Lots of smokes, too. They are really blanketing the area here. But they're not really pushing up in them. Sickness is now starting to advance. They're going up the middle instead of where all their smokes are concentrated. Maybe that's a diversion tactic. Frags out towards objective. Pants and Auto definitely going to be the front line of the Global Chem defense here. I think Pants has been identified. He was tagged once underneath. Landon finding Toast and confirming, and that's 2 for SMC Tactical. Now in a 4v... Make that a 4v4 as Pants charges around the corner, finds one. He gets picked off, and now it's a 4v2. Auto trying to refrag Bing, can't find it. Now the last 2 defenders, Auto and Arsenic, right on top of objective. It's going to have to be a kill confirm win, I think, from SMC here. And now they know where Auto is. He's looking for the double kill. Can't find Pone Cake as he goes to round the corner. And SMC get themselves on the board in cargo.
Okay, NightFiree, sorry about that, buddy. I am back with you.
Do what you gotta do.
I'm
hearing
trying to balance them both, but I don't want to take away from the viewer experience. Of course, we are the only channel currently running right now. Blaze Danglers finishing up in a record time. Global Chem putting a good lead onto SMC, but it does appear that SMC able to take that round, so that's good. Glad to see them putting those points in there, making it close. But yeah, all's good. Some great Onward action. I really can't wait to kind of see the replays from Onward Master League 2 so I could see how exactly that Blaze Danglers game played out, because it sounded like maybe there was a cap or two from the Blaze side.
Definitely the easy way to secure victories, if you can. I guess not the easy, but the fast way to secure victories if you can get in caps, and maybe that would explain why they did it so fast. Why they got through 2 maps in under like 40 minutes. Really rather impressive, honestly.
Well, to be kind of expected though, right? 2 of the fastest teams in the North American region duking it out, and both teams will always go for caps over everything else, you know? Either way, we're back into the action here on Cargo with Global Chem and SMC. It's Global Chem's turn to convert again on Marsoc, and a nice grenade from Arsenic from the center finds Landon and Pone Cake, and Landon will get picked up by Arsenic and Pants on the rotation back for the res. It's already got SMC down 2 members as Global Chem make their push with 5 up through the center of the map.
Res coming out from Sickness, turning it into a 4v5. C4 going off on the other side of the map as Pants kind of charges up the center here. Finds Mr. Beefy tucked in the corner, not expecting that hard push on him here up the center. And now Pants may be able to find another.
Break container behind it.
Callouts coming out. Toast could actually around the corner here and find 2, but no, Pants will find Sickness. Toast will find Pwnecake. Now it's all up to Bing, just left all by himself on the objective. He is going to be in a good position, but if Pants comes in from the north, or I'm sorry, the south, he wouldn't see it, but it won't matter. Arsenic finds Parzival. Globochem go up 3-1, and they're set to take map number 2 on a Volk round.
Jeez Louise, they are really doing some work here. They're looking on point today. It's going to be a tall order for any team facing off against Globochem, especially since SMC has sort of warmed them up. They've given them some tough rounds on quarantine, and now they're sort of swinging in full motion on cargo here. Fast pushes from them. Not really even... I mean, I don't think we've gone to a 3-minute round this whole time in cargo. These squads have just been blitzing up the center and going for those early caps or kill wins, and we'll see if SMC can kind of maybe muster up a strategy where they can squeak in a cap. This objective that's coming up is capable. I mean, Sickness himself has snuck straight up to this objective and capped it before, so we'll see if we see that again. SMC would definitely have to be risking it all, risking quite a lot if they did that.
Left container here, building 1.
Yes, they are. But, you know, SMC not above a risk if they think they've got it. Globochem going to start out the round in the pre-countdown with some strong smokes. SMC some strong smokes themselves. Sickness, pretty infamous for a play that he ran this season where he was able to kind of make his way very quickly.
Nice nade from Pants, catches out Sickness. He won't be able to do that, and Pants is right here on top of 2 attackers. He catches 1, and now Bing trying to find the kills, and a nade is out there on the corner, but it's a smoke. Pwnecake catching out Pants, and SMC are 2 alive in the center with Globochem having 3 left alive, backed by objective.
Yeah, Globochem really running the start of that round, but now things have kind of evened out. But Toast will find Landon Jordan on the east side after a bit of fire over towards Mixologist. Mixologist now waiting for Pwnecake's peek here out of the cargo container. He might actually spot the Pixel through the door. Here comes the peek. Mixologist does see it, and a nice headshot onto Pwnecake will secure map number 2 for Globochem.
Not terribly surprised since they came out so strong on this cargo map, but they do take it, and we'll now be moving into round 2 of the group stage. I think we'll take a brief pause as we prepare ourselves and get ready for that next series. It will be SMC Tactical versus Blaze. We'll see just how good Blaze is playing today. And that'll be up next here on this channel. If you want to see Globo versus Danglers, head on over to Master League 2, where Trip will be hosting that. Thank you for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. More Onward action coming up shortly. And we are still waiting on SMC to join the lobby, but if you are just tuning in, welcome. Not sure why the logo hasn't updated to Blaze. Interesting. There it is. To SMC Tactical versus Blaze. This is NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Sleepy with 2 3's. Apologies for the overlay hiccups there too as we came into the war room. Wasn't quite ready to be transitioning yet, but SMC is nearly readied up, so I figured we got to get into the action and talk about the pick bans in this upcoming series, because we didn't really go over them last time because we were so rushed. So we got a little time to analyze what these squads are thinking. I think we have those pick bans coming from... What is it? Where are those bans? Suburbia ban from Blaze, no surprise, and a Downfall ban from SMC Tactical. You know, Blaze have been doing great on Downfall. They have been performing and they've been working really well as a team, so that's no surprise that SMC would be nervous about facing off against them there. And then the Suburbia ban, yeah, you take away Suburbia from SMC. They are super good on that map.
Ban for Cargo, maybe, though Blaze play Cargo quite well with their shield play. I'm interested to see who's going to come out on top, but seeing that Blaze was able to take Danglers 8-2, both maps pretty clean sweep, I think they're going to give SMC a real run for their money here in match number 2.
We are waiting on their 5th for SMC. I wonder if maybe they're going to try and get Captain Soda back online here. If they can get him back in, that's going to be their saving grace, you know, because they really are playing in this round robin stage with a sub. That's definitely not how you want to be playing, and I don't even think they're going to get. Oh man, I don't know what the rulings are, what's going on here in the background, Sleepy. But we are going into a 4v5, SMC versus Blaze again with 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on anymore behind the curtain, because you know what? I'm not focusing on it anymore. I've told the other moderators that it's not fair to our viewers and it's not fair to you, NightFiree, for me to be popping in and out like this, so I'm going to let them handle the moderation, and I am just simply...
Maybe we're not starting 4v5. Okay, finally resetting in time. I don't know what SMC is, what SMC's plan is or what they're operating on, but yeah, there's definitely some... I'm glad to have you here for the cast today, Sleepy. It should be good. If SMC can get all 5, it'll be a great match to watch. If they go 4v5, Blaze got this in the bag. That's just legit. That's just how it's going down, you know.
I mean, yes, eventually it will make a difference, though. We did see that SMC was able to make some things happen with 4v5 situation against Globochem in the early rounds of quarantine. So maybe they would be able to do the same against a team like Blaze, who's a little less experienced in the championship rounds, only because they've not been around as many seasons, of course. But we'll have to see. Not quite sure what happened there, but we did see it looks like Parzival fell off the face of the earth, and then the rest of the team, of course, having to reset. So we'll be waiting on them. SMC having a bit of connection issues today. We also saw a little bit of that on the side of Globochem, in fact, in map number 1.
Yeah, tech difficulties, fun stuff to deal with in online tournaments. We do appreciate everyone that does bear with us through these tech difficulties. You know how frustrating it can be when you're trying to watch a match and you just want to see some good quality action.
Yes, it is tough. Fortunately for us, though, NightFiree, it's not our tech difficulties causing there to be issues in the stream, so there's always that.
I suppose that is true. And I wonder, SMC do have two timeouts available again this match, so a real possibility that we could be experiencing a bit more of a delay before the round starts. It's just You hate to see it, you know. It's kind of soiled the group stage a little bit to not have a full roster for one of your 4 teams in the group stage. It's the last thing you want to see, but it is what's happening here with SMC.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to see him have to pull that. Wait a second. Are you seeing who I'm seeing in this 5th slot? Oh wait, he is a red.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, he's on there. He's in their roster, so they're dipping into the honeypot here instead of opting in for Bing, who is definitely, I would say, maybe a less tuned
killing machine.
Yes, they're now going to opt with Poopachu, who I would say is probably a better choice, a little bit more cohesive with that SMC style.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure how much Parzival's been putting in time-wise as far as in-game. I know he's a fairly new papa, and, you know, he's got a growing family he's taking care of, so that's not always easy to get that time in. So maybe Poopachu will be a better choice here. I was just completely, you know, I just had a kind of brain fart moment there when I forgot that Poopachu is a rostered member of SMC for a few weeks there towards the end of the season. A good pickup from them, a solid player for sure. It just had me a bit confused, but sounds like we got our round timer starting here, NightFiree, so we should be finally getting into our action. And just like Danglers and Blaze, we should be seeing quite the action-packed rounds here from both of these two high-energy teams.
Absolutely, and I think Blaze have a bit more of a battle ahead of them here. If Poopachu can play well, SMC, like you said earlier, we're looking good with only 4 alive against Globochem, so they really just need that 5th element to tie it all together, and we'll see if Poopachu is that final little notch they need. As they're going up against Blaze, Blaze taking it to Danglers, definitely not what I would expect. So I'm curious to see if they're just going to dominate SMC tactical here as well.
Shots fired out for Mr. Beefy in the North Hotel. He's going to put those out into the center burning. A good place to do that from, but no connections made. Blaze will identify the position and fire back. Now we've got some action over in the south. You got Pwnecake pushing up here. They've seen the shield from Naoko. Pwnecake going to be able to see that butt hanging out. He's going to take the shots, but misses, unfortunately. Sickness will also be over. No, Landon also here to back him up in the south as well. I think Naoko's going to be in a tough spot here.
Yeah, Pwnecake realizing that they shouldn't have 2 eyes drawn onto that shield because that's exactly what Blaze want. And so now he's rotated back here and he may be able to catch Verds if he's ready. Verds definitely has his eyes trained here. But Pwnecake is using this tiny crack between the dumpster to peek through. And if he does that, I think he'll be able to catch out Verds. But Verds is danger close. He could... I mean, he's pushed up real fast and he does catch Landon.
Top is down.
Yeah, and that was all from communication from Naoko. I popped over behind the shield to see if Naoko was going to get picked off from that long-range shot from Landon, but no, he stayed secure. He gave call-outs, and those call-outs were able to find Verds the kill there. Landon, of course, only downed. He'll be able to provide more info to his team if Naoko's not careful, but it seems Pwnecake maybe hears Naoko. Yeah, he does definitely hear Naoko. He's identified him. The grenade is out. Here comes the pistol now. Shots are coming in. The pressure is on, and Naoko and Pwnecake do trade. Mr. Beefy, though, going to assist with that, trying to help. He unfortunately puts the killing bullet into his teammate.
I think that res is still available across the street, but they can invest in picking it up. Sickness would have to cross that street, and they would have so many eyes here. Verds, Batman, and now that final attacker over on that far south side, our good co-caster Noman, our fellow host.
You're absolutely right, and this is a good position for Blaze to be in. They've got 4 men alive, 3 of which are on the south. If they get the right smokes in, they could totally get in there and overwhelm Sickness, and then you got Poopachu and Mr. Beefy off the objective. Blaze are some quick cappers, just like some of the other top-tier teams in the league. So we could be seeing a cap here on round number 1, NightFiree. We'll just have to see how it shapes up, but I'm not really liking the positioning of SMC right now. I'd want to rotate at least 1 more back onto the objective for safekeeping.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a dice roll. If they send Batman and Verds together, along with potentially No Man's Overwatch, they have a great entry into objective. Sickness going down, that's cap potential for Verds.
Oh, and he's getting risky too.
Yeah. I think Verds may have seen that cross too. He pulls the gun up, Sickness.
He'll see this one. Oh. Sickness just being so dangerous here with these pushes.
He has to be aware he's the only one on objective. They have 2 invested in that hotel, and Verds.
There's the kill. There's the kill.
Yeah, and this is where their defense crumbles, and Verds goes down from a team kill on objective.
Batman, you are fired. Noman is gonna fire you so hard when he watches this footage back. Oh no. And you know, I actually had the same thing happen to me in one of the last chance qualifiers for Danglers. Nintendo actually shot me in kind of the same situation. But it doesn't matter. Blaze will still pick up the kill onto Poopachu, and they'll pick up point number 1 here on map 1 against SMC, and they do it on Marsoc, so that's only going to help here.
Oh, man. Saved by a team kill there for SMC. That was Verd's objective to cap right there. Unbelievable that he couldn't... I mean... That angle that he got team killed on was really tight, too. I'm very actually impressed that that was shot. I'm sure that all he saw of Verds was just a sliver there, and so he couldn't tell really color and differentiate if it was a Marsoc or Volk in that quick snap, and so he just took those shots and landed them, unfortunately. And either way, Blaze do take their Marsoc round. A hard-fought one, though. We'll see if SMC can answer back now as we dive into round 2 of map 1.
Smoke's going out from Blaze on the early pre-round counter. Definitely going to appear to be a southern push here, but the smoke's just not going out far enough. Hopefully, Cryocell and Batman can make a little bit more of a wall here. Luckily for them, SMC will get the north spawn, so they won't quite have the sight line on the road as quickly as they thought. Still safe measure.
The smoke there will give them an idea that at least one is south. So
yeah,
they'll definitely probably play that slow. Cryo here making a risky run across too. They did have eyes on that lane. I'm surprised they didn't take any shots at Cryo there.
Verd's already pushed quite far forward for the defense. He's up in the north courtyard a bit. He's got eyes on the south. He's already given a call out to his team, which I believe is the call out that Cryocell Yes, it is. It's the exact member who he just called out. So that communication from Blaze definitely playing a key piece.
I think Cryo just killed one over there, actually. That's what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what just happened. Verd's called it out, and just a few minutes later, we saw Cryocell getting the kill there in the south, but Ponecake may have heard the call-outs from Verds, so yeah, it sounds like Ponecake now giving the call-out for Verds' approximate location. He doesn't know exactly where he is. An airburst from Verds, but it's not going to find Ponecake.
There's still one there.
Mr. Beefy, I think, is going to be trying to find the angle onto Verds, maybe? He's aware of the position from Ponecake's call-outs, but he will have an interesting kind of back look over his position. Verds with another frag, unsuccessful on Ponecake at the roof.
Little back and forth between them, and Verds is super exposed here. Sickness has an easy angle if he just decides to peek out a little bit more. Verds is dialed in there, but Sickness catches him out. And that's interesting. Ponecake knew that was a kill based off of the bullet impacts into that body. You could hear the audio there and radioed it into the team.
Kind of almost makes you wish you had that, like, sound effect difference for when you get those headshots, you know? Just hear that, like
a metal
that
ping or
helmet
something.
popping off. Yeah, like a ping! Yeah,
Cement truck's down, cement truck's down.
With a call out. Or, I'm sorry, Naoko with a call out from the motel will give Noman the information he needs to find Mr. Beefy, and that's the north pretty much shut down with the exception of Pwnecake, who's fallen back off the roof. He's making his way hard north, but at this rate, he's not going to make it. Now Elko's got a good watch on the eastern cross and Noman there in the crater to be able to support that. SMC's only other two in the middle, not really making too much progress, only about halfway up the map, and there's well, they got about half their time left, and never mind, Batman, the long-range shots take down Sickness, and that'll be their shot caller taken out in the middle of the round here as they need their adaptability most.
What we're not really seeing out of SMC today is that hard coordinated pushing. You know, we saw that from Globochem when they were going up against SMC. You know, all three, the 3-2 pinch, and we've seen Blaze coordinating pretty well on that last attack. But SMC are kind of losing their teammates. You know, pick by pick, so spread out. There's not really any team effort here. As now Poopachu's caught himself up into a bit of a trade. He's going to try for a nade up over the wall onto Cryo.
And it's a good kill either way. He's going to kill him with his rifle or kill him with his grenade, no matter what in that situation. Yeah. That was some well-timed execution there on both ends.
Absolutely.
Things evening back out a little bit, but Blaze not a single member of their defense on or near the objective building. Noman's still way out there in that crater.
Yeah, but he's going to get another angle. He's going to get another easy kill on the Pwnecake here. Not expecting Noman to be there. That crater position is fantastic for defending the entire approach from this north side. Nobody's really checking that. No one rotates around that far. And, I mean, you have to expose yourself.
Who's going to find Batman here? Oh, no. Batman surprising us both. Turns the corner, sees Poopachu, finds the kill. Blaze take their first defensive round and are up 2-0 on SMC, and this is really blowing my mind, NightFiree. I mean, for Blaze to beat Danglers, you know, okay, we've seen that before. Well, I guess we've technically seen them beat SMC before, too, so not totally surprising, but I really didn't think that SMC would go 2 rounds unanswered against Blaze.
You know, I think next season is really going to be an interesting one. We're going to see some new teams in the top 10 for sure. I feel like SMC kind of showing that they are beatable here. Globochem winning against them, and Blaze now taking this 2-0 advantage. If you practice hard enough, you know, you can definitely beat out these newer teams. Dangler is getting beat by Blaze as well. They've been around for a while. You know, it could be the coming up of the newer squads, although I guess in Group B we have pretty long-standing teams over there, and I don't think there's any new squads in Group B.
Nope, all long-standing veterans. Maybe you could say Lemon Squad, but they'd be about the newest.
I don't know. They've been to LAN tournaments too, so it's hard to call anybody that's been to an Onward LAN tournament a new squad to the league. But either way, we're underway with round number 3. We'll see if SMC can muster something up here and get on the board. Blaze getting the fast spawn, and Nalco here advancing with the shield and already identifying one on the west.
Yeah, don't think SMC are 100% sure on the spawn. Now they should be, especially with the grenade out from Naoko. Noman putting some suppressive fire there onto the rooftop area. Frag going to come out from the roof, but it's going to fall quite short. Maybe if Noman was on the corner, that airburst could have been close enough. That grenade will be far enough, just not angled correctly. Noman will answer back with one of his own. It'll fall short as well.
Nalco and Beefy trading over here on the west. Nalco trying to find those pistol shots, but can't land them, and Beefy can't do anything. Noman finally catching landing, getting a little over-aggressive. Birds landing shots onto Poopachu, and Blaze are looking great here in a 5v3 on the west side.
They sure are. Nalco still putting the pressure onto Beefy as one of his teammates comes to back him up. Yep, Batman and Noman, in fact, are there. A flashbang comes out. Mr. Beefy will find Batman. Noman, I believe, still blind. Yes, taking the safety behind the corner, but it gives Nalco the chance to run up and just pistol Mr. Beefy to death. And now SMC down to their last 2 defenders already. Blaze only losing 1, and things are looking up for Blaze here. We could be seeing a cap. This could be the end of map 1 here.
Could be. I think Pwnecake and his team realizing that they have very weak coverage on objective, and he drops back and manages to find one as he does so. Turning it into a 3v2. SMC can still hold on. Sickness and Pancake, definitely stronger players on that SMC squad. Now going to be going up against Naoko in this 3-story. They see the shield, and Naoko has just been a serious threat, a hard attacker to deal with that shield.
I mean, one person will come up here to the 3-story right now. All right, I'll wait. He's still at the rock. If you load that semi-truck, you'll get him.
You can hear the coordination coming in, trying to call out those nades. Birds up here on the hilltop, and Pancake. Birds finds 6. Yeah, will he hit Pancake as well? He does. And Blaze.
Man, Birds on fire.
Yeah, they go up 3-0.
I mean, you can't knock the 3-0 that they're pulling, though. These plays that they've got, they are very strong, man. The coordination from Blaze today. I didn't get to see their match against Danglers, obviously, as that was going on in Master League 2 while we were here with SMC and Globo. But if they played that round like they did this one, I'm very confident in my pick earlier when I said Blaze is going to be the ones that I put in, to take it.
Definitely think Blaze are going to give Globochem a run for their money, but I do think we're going to see Globochem Blaze here as our top 2.
I agree. Yeah, I do agree as well.
That's definitely the way it's starting to shake out here. If Blaze can take this map, that's where I'm putting my eggs in that basket, because they only have one more series after this to go, and it is against Globo, which will be tough, but I don't anticipate Danglers taking a map from Globochem.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's definitely possible, like we talked about in pre-show. I've said, and I'll continue to say, Danglers have the potential to beat Globochem outright. They have the potential to beat them on a map. It just depends on how they perform, and a lot of times they get in their own heads. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that loss to Blaze will also have an effect on them, and they just won't be able to perform as well as they need to. So we'll just have to see how it turns out. But now we're back into the action here. Blaze and SMC. Naoko already on a hard flank here in the west. He's made his way already across the North Street. He's going to be able to cause some damage here. SMC not moving quite fast enough. They're going to give him way too much time to cover the flank, and they have no idea he's here.
Definitely managed to infiltrate the back end, but they do have one on the far south plane wing who may be able to catch out Naoko if he gets over aggressive and starts to cross out here. He is.
Oh, he's heard the shots. He's already aware that someone's there, so he's smart. He's gonna wait to make sure he takes out that guy first. No, he's gonna find Beefy first for the free opportunity. Will he be ready? Yes, he'll trade with Pancake on the south. That's not gonna be good for SMC, as they're gonna have to take a guy back to rotate and grab Pancake. That's gonna be a lot of time wasted on this push that's actually gained some momentum here. Blaze, obviously, Naoko giving the call-outs to his team as well. I don't believe they're going to send anyone out for him, which is their smarter decision. And Noman is going to find Landon on the return back. SMC's push already being shut down here, and Blaze looking good to go ahead and close out map 1. Cryocell picks up Sickness. Poopachu going to find Naoko and confirm that. And the res back out onto Pancake into the south. Things are just falling apart here for SMC. Blaze looking to take map 1. Pretty handedly 4-0, kind of like they did with Danglers, and Verds finds Poopachu. Now it's all up to Pancake. Will he return the favor for Poopachu? Man, Dangler, look at the overhead map. They are just swarming this guy. Verds already on a push. Cryocell also on the hard push to flank this last attacker. Pancake, poor Pancake. His team just eaten alive in this round by an aggressive Blaze defense, and there it is. Noman finds Pancake, our casting comrade, gets his team the win on map 1, 4-0 in favor of Blaze. Wow. Mind blown.
Yeah, they are looking good today. I was. This was sort of what I was expecting. SMC, they still are. I don't see them as playing with their top 5. If they had Soda here today, I think they'd be definitely a more cohesive threat. Instead, they're trying to maybe more play into their individual strengths, and that's just not going to work against a team like Blaze, who are looking really good. They are playing so strong. I kind of want to try and pay attention to Blaze here and see if they how their coordination is looking, because I wasn't even really paying attention to how synced they were on quarantine.
No, they were very synced indeed, NightFiree. I was kind of spending a lot of time while I was zooming around the map, just kind of watching the big overhead map. That's kind of my benefit of not having the camera controls. But yeah, I was watching the map, and it all seemed very well coordinated. Everything seemed to be on call. I think Noman probably made the call once they knew in that last round that they only had one member left. So they made the call for the aggressive push, and it did work. They pushed Ponecake into a corner, which Noman was able to capitalize on with a bit of aggression from himself, and they take the first map 4-0. But yeah, I mean, overall, I saw a lot of coordination from them, both on the overhead map and in the comms that I heard in our proximity cameras. But now we're on cargo, and this could be dangerous. SMC very strong at cargo, though they had a pretty poor showing against Globo, unfortunately. Their grenades are on point for this map typically, but Blaze has a lot of shield work, and I think that is definitely going to come out into factor here on their Marsoc rounds.
I think if Blaze take this map, they'll secure second place. Am I wrong on that?
No, I believe that is correct. Danglers have to at least pick up one here, and I think Blaze will have to lose one here, and also maybe lose one against Global. It's going to get pretty tough to predict if they don't take this match.
Lots of back and forth going on in the center. Some flares getting shot out, and lots of flashes and smokes coming in.
Oh my God! Look at Sickness. Sickness is on the objective already. He's inside capping.
Wow.
He's gotten past the entire Blaze defense, and he is making the cap on the objective completely unsecure. He's the last man left, and it doesn't even matter. He grabs 2 for the first round, and Blaze are going to be scratching their heads. Look, they're looking for him afterwards and still can't find him.
Wow, that is typical Sickness. I'm sad we missed his route up the center, but he does make it straight to objective, and we managed to catch him sleepy with the keen eye there, spotting him, and that's very Sickness. You know, yeah. We've seen him do that many times. You have to be ready for that against SMC on this map.
Yeah, especially that objective that's on the opposite side of that crater, or that crate, where he's able to rush up, because we've seen a play in the regular season of him rushing right by a defender who's sitting near those pallets and capping within like 3 feet of them. So he's very quick on the objectives in this location. But yeah, a great play from SMC overall, and especially Sickness for being able to get in there and get that cap done.
Let's think about this. If SMC can take this map, then they'll be 2-1. It'll make
2 maps.
Yeah,
in 1.
and then if they win 2 against Dangler, I think we could be running into sort of a tie situation where we have 2 teams at 3-3. Because I don't know if Blaze are going to beat Globochem twice. You know.
Yeah, I doubt they'll beat him twice, but I think if Blaze scores even 1 match against Globo,
yeah, then they secure it.
Then they pretty much secure it.
Or they can win here and secure it. So there's a lot of options for Blaze. They have many routes to that second team.
Quick pick from Batman. That's gonna help Blaze out, but Mr. Beefy gonna find 3. No, 2. Make it 3. And that shuts things down quite quickly for Blaze. Yeah, this might have been a mistake letting SMC pick into this map. As I said, you know, it was either this or Suburbia to ban, in my opinion. And that shield play just not working. Beefy shutting that down quick and in a hurry.
Noman the last one alive. 1v3 now.
Not undoable. We saw a 1v5 clutch last week in the Challenger Cup from the French Onward Union team, so totally possible. But yeah, Blaze definitely getting a bit of a response. SMC not liking that 4-0 on quarantine, because now look at the defense on SMC. They're getting risky, getting aggressive. Noman's going to find the trade with Sickness on the aggression, but it won't be enough. SMC take their 3rd point, and Blaze on the ropes here in map 2.
I wonder.
I wonder.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how this final round 3 shakes out. It'll be interesting to see how Blaze does against Globo, and if SMC can turn it on here, get this map and ride this momentum against Danglers. Danglers could very well be coming out 0-4 right now. They could be feeling down. They may not feel invested. SMC could take 2 maps in round 3. I don't know. There's definitely some scenarios that are coming into play here.
There are scenarios are abound, and if I were still a registered member and a playing member of Danglers, I'd probably already be running emergency situational, intel reports like I did during the last qualifiers for the VRL LAN events. I remember doing some insane spreadsheet work on chances and possibilities of matchups left and how that would affect MMR and ranking. And yeah, it got pretty intense. I went very Rain Man on it. And but now SMC and Blaze will need to be doing that as well. Danglers, of course, weighing their options. They'll still have a chance at VRL, but Blaze going to hurry up and pick one quick. Nalco finds Pone Cake. The smoke's out strong from SMC. Landon Jordan answering back with a refrag onto Batman. He'll go ahead and confirm. The smokes come out first. The frags come out second. Verds is going to find one now. Poopachu, Beefy, and Landon will be working their way up the middle, but no, Beefy going to team kill Landon through the smoke, and that's not going to be good. Poopachu going to get double teamed here. Verds will find him. He will find Verds, and now it's all up to Mr. Beefy, who's in a 1v3 similar to the last round, but no, the trade comes out again, and Blaze stay alive here on map number 2. It's 3-1.
If you let Blaze come back, they did look so good on Quarantine. They are still a very strong team here, performing well in this series. It'll be I don't know. You can't let them claw their way in here. If Blaze can manage to muster a cap, I mean, that's your way back to the comeback.
Yeah, it is. Blaze is good about utilizing momentum, and SMC put a stop to that momentum. But can Noman, can Verds keep their team from tilting because of that swing and come back, kind of bring it back, rein it back in? They'll have a chance here at a possible cap. We'll have to see if it works out for them. This can be a tougher objective to cap because it's a bit more open than some of the other ones in the South, but Blaze is definitely one of the teams that can do it. I'd say them or Danglers would be a good choice of getting a cap here. Noman's going to lay down some good fire to help keep the defense away from the objective. And now Bird's going to kill Cryocell early on. An instant headshot kill. It's not going to be good for this attack approach.
That was in the crossfire too. Verds has an angle onto Landon, and he shot his own teammate while he's trying to get a kill on the enemy. That's the worst kind of team kill. Landon finds Verds, and now it's a 5v3 as they identify Nalco with the shield. He's taking one round. He goes down from Poopachu. And Blaze are going to have a tough time ahead of them in this 2v5. Man,
things have slowed up. It's only a minute into the round. Not very long. NightFiree has gone since we started this round, but already Blaze down to 2. And now just 1 as Poopachu picks up Batman. Noman now left by himself.
Our lone caster.
I feel for you, buddy. It's a tough situation, but to find 1 onto Landon, quickly refragged by Sickness, and SMC will take this map. And NightFiree, we're going to have to start running the War Room emergency intel procedures because we've got a tie game here as we close out this series.
Well, there's no third map, so no worries there. We'll see how round 3 shakes out. That's what the real determining factor will be, and it's going to be SMC versus Danglers and Blaze versus Globochem. SMC versus Danglers will be here on Master League 1, and Blaze versus Globo over on Master League 2. Both matches pretty important. I'm not sure how this is going to shake out. I'm really curious to see what Blaze can do against Globo, and if Danglers can take a map against SMC right now. I think it's very doable, so I think split your attention both ways, okay? Because the action's going to be on both places right now.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty intense, and it looks like it is a pretty close game between SMC and Danglers currently. We'll have to see if Danglers are able to take. No, I mean in the current rankings.
I thought you meant playing right now, because I think Danglers and Globo are still playing.
Yeah, they are, absolutely. But as it stands before the scores are entered for round 2 here, SMC and Danglers are only basically separated currently by a points difference of 1. in a total point scored of 1. So if Danglers can pull out an impressive 1-map win or even a complete upset on Globo, which would be definitely insane, but still possible, you know, SMC will really have to work hard. Otherwise, we could be seeing possibly even a 3-way tie for second, though I think Blaze will probably secure.
I think Danglers are going to come out 0-4, so I don't know if that'll be possible. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll get there when it happens. I just want to see that SMC versus Danglers matchup. It should be exciting. We're going to take a brief break here on Master League 1. If you want to catch the ending action on Master League 2, please do. And we'll be back with you with round 3 of Group A shortly. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
And we are back. SMC Tactical versus Danglers coming up any second now. We should be hopping in shortly. And I mean, this is it's interesting. Danglers losing twice to Globochem, so they are pretty much out of the running here. They're playing spoiler to SMC. If SMC can take 2 maps today, I think we're going to get into some odd potential tie-breaking situations where it's going to come down to how many rounds each team has won. And I don't if it really, I don't know. Is there? I guess there's a potential for a tiebreaker to be played if it really comes down to it. If the rounds are tied as well.
Yeah.
Or is there another metric? I'm sure there's probably another metric that would go off of.
I'm pretty sure there's a few fail-safe metrics built into the cup here. Dockenman would need to confirm that 100% as he's kind of the proprietary soul of that particular piece of the information. But yeah, we would be seeing some interesting things. I mean, even if Danglers could miraculously come to life and take 2 maps off of SMC Tactical, the tiebreaker would then come down to 3rd place, which all doesn't really matter except for, you know, bragging rights, essentially, because Blaze would then have secured it. If they can even... Well, I guess if Globo beat Blaze with both maps and Danglers beat SMC for both maps, Danglers are still in the running, but I don't see that happening. I think SMC's playing on a much higher level today. Oh,
they're not. They're 4-2. They've lost 4 maps already. They're done. They can't match a 3-3. So they're done.
True. Okay, so ignore me because my math is terrible. I'm fried.
I know you want your boys to be able to push through, but they're just playing spoiler now for SMC, which we'll see how they do. Still waiting on one final Dangler to get in here. Action on both channels, obviously. If you want to watch Blaze versus Globochem, which I'm real interested in seeing, I'll be over on Master League 2. Blaze have been playing so well this series, you know, or this group stage. I'm wondering how they'll face off against Globo, who also have been really dominating today.
Yeah, I am right there with you. I'm really pumped for them, actually, because like we said in the pre-show, I was kind of pulling for them as to not just pull for Danglers, and they are doing me so proud. Noman and his squad really doing their thing. So kudos to them, and hopefully they'll be able to pull out a map against Globochem. I mean, Globochem also playing very strong today, so it will be a tough match. I'm very jealous of old Triple Nipple right now, who's getting to cast it, but we should also be seeing a good matchup here between Danglers and SMC. It's always been a good matchup between these two teams.
Absolutely, and I still got my eggs in the SMC basket, so we'll see if they can grab the maps here. And you're right.
After the performance, sorry.
Okay. If Blaze can take that one map against Globo, none of this even matters. They will secure their second spot.
That is correct. But I have to agree with you there. I have nothing to say against your support of SMC. In fact, I'll even call SMC here as the favorite on this one. Beefy already making a call out from the center objective building. So his team partly aware of at least one position. Sickness going more the way of Snakeness as Plenus picks up a kill on the west side.
Why'd they do that?
The map.
They think I'm dumb?
Patiently waiting there, and he does catch him. And they knew he was there. It's interesting that they decided to go for that peek. Really aggressive peek there.
Pupachu now providing basically the same intel that Beefy did, but he's at a better angle. He's not going to be able to be picked off from Plenus without being susceptible to getting the pick himself. Plenus would be smart just to kind of keep his position and stop peeking that doorway.
Ooh, Sickness does catch Plenus, getting a little aggressive there, and now Stumpy and Pwnecake real close to each other. Stumpy catches out Pwnecake in the mini bazaar. Landon Jordan's going to look for the refrag. Stumpy's dropping back now. I don't think that's going to happen. Meanwhile, shots ringing out from Pupachu on the south side as he tries to make his way closer to objective. And it looks just like SMC is crashing in.
It does look to be that way. Pupachu drawing a little bit of the attention from the defenders, but you got Landon Jordan, who's still over there in the west. Stumpy Nub finds the kill onto the Sickness as he sneaks about, and Landon's going to try and find the refrag, but I think Stumpy's going to be ready for it here in this stall. Oh, yeah, he does. He finds Landon Jordan, and that's pretty much the entire SMC defense shut down the first 2 minutes. Pupichu, only the man left. He's pushing his way away from the white car back into the southwestern block of the map.
He's worried that he's getting flanked right now. He heard those shots from Stumpy, and so he thinks that maybe somebody's going to come in and hit him in the backside, and that is what's happening right now. They're getting aggressive on it, and Pupichu does catch out Stumpy. No, I guess no reason not to. You could stay tight, but I don't think Danglers are going to be very patient here as they have this advantage. It's still 3-1 for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Their advantage 3-1. They've basically already been knocked out the day. So what do they really have to lose? They're really just, as long as they don't give up the objective, they still have 3 men alive. So they could even technically risk one more, since it'd be a 1v2 scenario on this particular objective. It would be very hard for Pupichu to get in there and clutch. But Pupichu's got a lot of time here now, so he's going to do the smart thing and basically completely re-attack from a different angle, realign himself, and see if he can't find another way to maybe sneak his way in and pull this out under their nose. But the way things have unfolded, I'm going to give Danglers this point.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there. I don't know. This rotation may pay off. If he can come around from the north side, maybe he can kind of sneak his way close to objective.
Yeah, it'll be tough, because now he's going to be pushing against time. He's gonna burn a lot of that time in his transition. You can see he's going up to the north side, coming out from the eastern courtyard objective area. He's making good time. He's not taking a lot of unnecessary stops here. He is checking particularly popular locations, but he's moving at a quick pace. So now he's in a much better position. He's 2 minutes left. He does have a 1v3 situation coming in, but he's completely realigned, as we talked about a minute ago, and he should be able to maybe get 1 or 2 off the surprise aspect of that alone.
We'll see here. The sub of the day. It's Pupichu subbing in for Captain Soda, who unfortunately lost internet just before today.
Yes, a very strong loss.
Yeah.
For SMC, Captain Soda, a big playmaker with that LMG,
yep.
But Pupichu definitely carrying the shield and the role of Captain Soda's LMG very well here.
Yeah,
he's done great for SMC in the rounds that he's played since that sub in.
See if he can clutch this. This is definitely the right route to be taking. Be able to go completely around that defense. I really do think he has a cap possibility here if he can get this kill on the backside of objective.
Second he pulls that trigger, though, it's game on. His position will be known, and even if he finds that pick, he'll still have 2 defenders who will be able to somewhat pincer him. Ooh, and here come the shots. They now know where he is. Oh, and they're going to get very aggressive and almost push right towards him. They got 35 seconds left. Anglers, if they know this, they might pressure him, because they only need to keep one of their guys alive here to time him out. Pupichu getting aggressive now. I think he's aware of his time. He's thrown a frag out to try and clear out. Here comes, pushing through. He's going to try and get the cross street pick. Expediter will be safe as he's gone around the backside. Riboman should hear this, though, and he does find Pupichu. Dangler secure round number 1 and map 1 on Bazaar.
Playing that spoiler role right now. If SMC don't come out and play strong, they're definitely going to have a hard battle ahead of them on this map. Dangler's looking good there, especially with that early pick on the Beefy getting aggressive on the corner. Just kind of started him off right.
Yeah, big shooter gone pretty early on with Beefy getting picked up by Plenus there in that blue room position. That, like you said, Beefy had just called out. Yeah. So it was curious as to why they tried to re-peek it. I'm thinking Beefy maybe thought because he is, relocating that he was safe, but in fact he was just relocating into the alley of, the watch alley that Plenus was already looking at. I don't even think he knew Beefy was around prior to that point. So for Plenus, it was a totally different situation.
Ooh, and we have to reset those score lines. My apologies. As we go into this next round, adjust those and get back to it. Hopping into round 2 already. SMC Tactical on the defensive now. And Dangler's getting a bit of a quick spawn.
Well, Dangler still seem to be in good spirits. A lot of joking and joshing around going on in the spawn for them. So they're not completely destroyed by their losses today. I think they probably understand that at this level of play, the teams that they are going up against, they put in the time and they definitely show that they give a hoot sometimes. Dangler's a very carefree team and all about the fun. So good to see they're at least still having that, if anything, and they are taking rounds away from SMC, which has got to hurt SMC. Here comes Riboman to peek the window, and he does find the sickness. Stumpy Nub is having a good old time. Him and Riboman just jamming, apparently.
Stumpy was rapping while Ribo pushed that. I almost wonder if it was used as a sound distraction so that you wouldn't hear him crash there on the window.
Frag coming out from Mr. Beefy out of the blue room that Pleen has killed him from. Pleen is very aware of that same room. He tosses a smoke. Expediter tries to push the cross across the street. It's no good as the smoke does not block out Beefy's position from Expediter.
Plenus has an interesting line he can take here. You know, he can just kind of avoid exposing himself to Beefy, hug this wall, and be almost on the backside of objective pretty quickly. Taking down Landon has opened that up, and a nade's going to come out here to try to catch him. Just a flash.
Stumping up, giving the call out to Beefy in blue about Beefy in blue room. Plenus going to take that information and find Beefy on the rotation back to the hallway. And him and Ribo are now set up for a cap here. There's only 2 members of SMC left. One's crashing in from the north, and then Ponecake watching from across the street, who might have to deal with Nintendo here very, very shortly. Dangler's looking good for a possible cap opportunity here.
Yeah, they really are. 1-0 already, and they are now 4v2. As they make their way into that mini courtyard area, they'll give Ponecake a run for his money as they stack up 3 heavy, and Stumpy's going to come crashing in with the shield. Ooh, and he gets him with a taser!
And there's the knife kill for the confirmation, and it's all going to be up now to Poopachu.
Yeah, just wait for him.
I mean, I'm just telling the team to just wait for Poopachu to make himself. It's calling out last known. Nintendo takes the shot and kills Poopachu, and that's Dangler successfully converting on Marsoc to get 2-0 lead against SMC on Bazaar.
You know, it's been a while, I think, since SMC... No, I feel like they actually do usually kind of struggle in the round robin stage. They usually... they have made it to the Final Four a few times.
Yeah.
But I feel like to see them get spoiled here by Danglers would definitely be a surprise. Danglers are looking so good on this Bazaar map right now. SMC has to turn it on, or they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, they really are. This objective will be a good one for them to do so. They usually tend to get the upper hand on Danglers here. Not maybe as much on the Marsoc side, but they should be at least able to stop the bleeding on Dangler's Marsoc rounds when they go to the defense here. Because if I recall correctly in the casts that I've seen and or casted of these two duking it out in regular season play, SMC, I believe, is pretty successful in shutting down Danglers when attacking this. So if anything, they should be able to at least scour a point out of this map, if not more, depending on what happens here in this next round.
If they lose this map, they're done. And it goes to Blaze and Globo.
That's very true.
So they can't afford. They have to win this map. They have to get 4 more points on the board here if they want to keep themselves in the running for second place. Or otherwise, they're out of their season's over with. They're going and trying to work their way into the VRL.
Have they qualified for the last chance qualifiers?
I think so.
I believe they have, but I'm not 100%.
I'm pretty sure they have.
What? Oh, god damn it. Trick it.
Either way, we're going to dive into round number 3. Danglers on the defensive with a commanding 2-0 lead. Can they push it to 3-0 here? They've already spotted the spawn. Good calls out from Stumpy, and Sickness catching some heat in this middle of the street here.
Landon, Mr. Beefy, and Ponecake making some pretty decent progress in the eastern side. Some smokes out from Ponecake, who inserted his way into the eastern courtyard with some smokes and some sneaky hallway play. He's gotten himself pretty much already into position for a cap possibility. Now a smoke will come in from midfield from Sickness there in the open street. He's going to be trying to block out Riboman's perspective while the rest of his teammates kind of get into position, but he's going to need to be careful. I bet you we see Sickness, and there he goes. He's already prone. I bet we're going to see him pull Tablet out and just go in for the sneak here. Danglers better be careful because Ribo has gotten capped on from upstairs like this before.
Yeah, they do have a rather weak coverage overall on that bottom floor. Stumpy, honestly, the only one that has a good eye or can get a good eye onto objective. If they can slither their way up there past this defense, which is what Sickness is trying to do right now.
Look at that overhead map, NightFiree. SMC has done an excellent job at already kind of enclosing the objective around the north and east side. Nintendo will find Sickness, who was going to be my biggest worry for the cap here on this objective, but now some smokes will come out from Landon Jordan. He's looking for the reactionary response from Danglers, but we're not seeing it. Plenus is going to run in from off the side. This could be dangerous for him, but he's going to put himself right on top of the objective to... Nope. I thought maybe go for the relocation of the smoke, but no, he's going to just kind of hold up there next to the objective and try and stop this cap.
Ooh, a peek. They're talking smack to each other. Landon and Plenus yelling, and Mr. Beefy's coming into the backside here.
He's going to have to deal with Expediter, who just picked up one. Landon will find Nintendo. Clutch pick for him. Landon's inside. He's underneath. Beefy will find Plenus. That's not going to be good. Ribo will return the favor. Landon will find Expediter. Poopachu getting Stumpy nub while Stumpy gets Landon. Ribo finishes Landon, and we're into a 1v1 in literally like 10 seconds. The entire team just shut down. Ribo will get the res onto Expediter just in time, and we're left with Poopachu having to fight a 1v2 against Danglers again, NightFiree.
They're really leaning on this sub pretty heavy here to get themselves qualified into the semifinals for the VR Master League, because boy howdy, if Danglers can take this, they got a commanding 3-0 lead. They've been doing great on Marsoc. It's going to be a tall order for SMC, and right now there's potential for Poopachu to sneak his way through there. You know, there's a maybe, but now his shots are out and he's making his push in hard and heavy. Expediter can't land those shots. Ribo from the two-story catches him, and Danglers go up 3-0.
An impressive little turnaround there. I think Ribo's revive onto Expediter there was probably the best thing that could have happened for Danglers. If he would have not gone for that, if he would have just left Expediter to bleed out or to just give call-outs, things could have gone very differently. I think with him having the support of Expediter there, Ribo was... had the bravery to go out after Poopachu revealed his location, but Poopachu also made the mistake of going ahead and pushing off of that without knowing how Ribo would react. So a little risky from him, risky from Ribo only because of his revive, but overall well played from Danglers, and I'm not sure. Maybe this is how they should have been playing. Maybe they should have been playing Bazaar all along today, and things would have been a little different. We'd be seeing Danglers in the mix, but right now I think their sole goal is to just kind of stick it to SMC and keep them from going anywhere and let Blaze move on to the semifinals. So we could be seeing Danglers really just trying to kind of snub SMC.
Yeah, and it is looking like a little pop in here to the Globochem matchup. They are leading 2-1, and it looks like they're going to push that lead 3-1 and then be going on the offensive. So Blaze probably, the trend of Globochem winning their maps is continuing. I'll say that.
Well, as to be expected, Globochem is at the top for a reason, and teams need to just recognize that. I mean, you can all think that, they're just so many hours in. Well, yeah, like 20, 30 hours in a week as a team, coordinating, practicing. You just can't walk into a game and beat that. I'm sorry. You can get lucky, yeah, but you can't just do it on a consistent basis, and that's what we're all about here in the VRML, and that's consistency.
Absolutely. See if SMC can get on the board here. Danglers advancing nicely as a squad. Despite their kind of carefree attitude, they really are working well together. And their coordination is on point, at least in Bazaar today.
Yeah, I will say when their comms are good, when their comms are just lighting up and they're talking to each other, they do very well because they all play the same way. So they're able to react to each other almost like they share a brain, or lack thereof, some would argue. But yeah, I mean, that's why I always encouraged with them and tried to stress the importance of the comms. And when I hear them speaking, I see them playing well, and it really just makes me really proud to hear them do that, because they weren't always a team that was super vocal unless they were just trolling their enemies. But now they're talking to each other a lot, and it's really showing in their gameplay. Plenus and Stumping Up here having a bit of a
if we watched Plenus and
puppet
Stumping
show
Up all day, we would be breaking terms of service, I'm sure. I have to check other parts of the map when they get a little too rowdy. Nintendo taking some shots down into the objective. Expediter on that backside does catch Landon Jordan out. Now they have command of the east. They rotate up to the north. He may be able to find one up north here too if he's aware.
Yeah, Pwnecake not yet pulled himself back towards the objective. He's still sitting up top, and a grenade from Nintendo will take out Sickness. They knew he was going to be waiting there by that fountain, and it's a good placement. Pwnecake going to throw a nade down the the northwestern alley. No effect.
Danglers are looking good here. 5v3. They have the shield up front. They know Pwncake's in the back there. Poopachu's down on objective.
1 cheese, 2 cheese, 3 cheese, 4. 5 cheese, 6 cheese, another is.
Smokes are out. One is a frag. Poopachu going to be sitting up top nice and pretty. If they take down Pwnecake in the back here, that's their way in. Pwnecake does find Poopachu. He does find Nintendo as well. Plenus not able to connect. Beefy's going to find Rival Man, and this push is just getting shut down. Plenus and Pwnecake. Can they do it? No. Pwnecake is going to find Plenus while Expediter finds Mr. Beefy, and it's a 1v2 now for Danglers, and a push that was looking pretty much the way of Danglers the whole way through here.
Yeah, they were really in the commanding position there to take that objective. They didn't need a cap either, so I'm kind of curious why they charged in like they were going for one. They could have maybe played it just a tad slower, but they're feeling good. They're feeling loose. I don't think that slow pace is what they're really looking for. It's all up to Expediter now, though, in this 1v2.
And you got to remember, they're pretty much they're done for, right?
Yeah.
So this match, this round doesn't mean as much to them as it does to SMC, and they have a 3-0 lead, so they've got enough wiggle room to give SMC this defensive round and take the next one to get 4. So I mean, why not go for the cap? You're already out of it. Get the points you can against the team, because the points given up will also eventually come into a factor if there is a tiebreaker between SMC and Blaze. So yeah, I mean, good on them. And Expediter going to go ahead and begin his clutch. As we started out here, Poopachu getting kind of aggressive. He's out in the open, but if Expediter peeks right here, he's done for. Yeah, he will.
Wow.
No, he finds Poopachu, and Danglers take the map clean, 4-0. Expediter, the clutch king of the Danglers.
The spoiler here, and I mean, that's it for SMC. It's now 4-1 apiece for both these teams, or 1-4, excuse me, apiece. They both won a map, or
a map, yeah.
And wow, SMC are out of the running for VR Master League. We're going to be going with the NA side with Global Chem and Blaze, and that feels pretty strong. Whoever comes out of Group B definitely has a tough pair of teams to go up against, because both of them are looking good.
Yeah, Blaze really impressed us today so far.
Blaze just took another map from Global. They're 3-2 now.
Another map
or another point,
round?
another round. Sorry, they're 3-2 in that first round.
Don't confuse me like that right now, NightFiree.
Apologies. Yeah,
no worries.
They've taken another round, so they're still in that quarantine map number 1. I mean, they're battling it out right now, but they've already secured. They don't know it. You know, they probably won't know it maybe until they get into their next map. But they've secured themselves that number 2 position for Group A. Wow. Not expecting that out of Danglers, especially with how they've been playing today. I guess you know what it is. It's just Blaze and Global they're really on their game today. You know, they took it to Danglers and SMC, and now we're sort of seeing a battle of probably pretty evenly matched squads. SMC with one of their subs in, and Dangler's playing loose and free.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, when Danglers play like they played against SMC and Bazaar, they tend to do quite well, even against teams like Global Chem, like Blaze, and like SMC. But I guess they were playing it too tight earlier, you know, too tense against Blaze and Global Chem in their first 2 rounds, because SMC has been playing strong all day. I mean, even when they lost against Global Chem, they were playing very strong. So Danglers winning that map is nothing to slouch at. And so I don't know. It's just it's exactly how we call it. It's a tough gauntlet here in round robin A, and it will be tomorrow in round robin B as well. It's a freaking Snoop Dogg concert, however, in the middle of the map.
Lot of smoking. As Sickness here, maybe trying to go for another cap. Expediter does have line of sight onto objective. Sickness doesn't have the smoke.
Oh, Expediter almost gave up that line of sight he has on the objective, which would not be good. Sickness definitely memorizing that code. And here he comes. Here comes the push out. Expediter should see it.
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely does. No caps for you today, Sickness. Sorry about that, Ninja Buddy. You're not going to get this one.
Where's the last defender? That's what everyone on Danglers was wondering. Beefy's trapped now as the 4 converge. 5, excuse me. Danglers push the lead 1-0.
And where, I'm telling you, where has this Danglers been all day?
It's a mentality.
Wow.
It just goes to show you what it does.
Is.
Is it shows you how much of Onward is mental. You know, how much of your performance depends on your mentality going in. Are you confident? Do you have the confidence in your squad to perform well? And I think that's what plays, and that's what Global Chem's strength is so much, is that they are so confident. They've played so much, you know, that they have that confidence to them. And so when they go up against any squad, they know they're going to win. Danglers right now know they're going to win. That's how they feel, at least. And they're just taking it to SMC in that first map on Bazaar, and now here on round 1 on Cargo.
Yeah, they sure are. A little bit surprised. I mean, just the wrong look, the wrong non-coverage from Expediter there could have meant SMC and Sickness sliding into that objective, that OBJ, and getting that cap. So if it weren't for him, that round could have went very differently. But Dangler's able to secure it with that very, very aggressive start. They really just don't want to give SMC anything here on this round, on this 3rd round.
I would also, that was a defense. They were playing aggressive on defense too. Now they're going on the offense. We'll see how they attack.
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, this is a pretty, you know, seasoned rivalry now between these two teams. They always put up a good fight. SMC almost always able to pull out the win, however. And so Dangler's got to be feeling good about being able to put this kind of momentum against SMC here in the round 3 of round robin A.
Aggression from Sickness does get a trade. Quickly rezzed by Stumpy. Here comes some nades in onto the attackers. Landon getting tased by Stumpy. He'll be followed up with the knife. Now Stumpy has a rifle. The flank coming in from Beefy on the backside does catch Stumpy. Plenus, not sure what he's doing, does finally peek and catch him out. And now there's only one defender left, Poopachu.
And that shield doesn't do you any good, Plenus, if you don't put it in front of your face. Poopachu getting the kill there onto Plenus quite handedly. Expediter now going to clutch or kick opportunity here, 1v1 against Poopachu, and Poopachu's going to have to be just dangerously close to the objective. That defensive rush, that dance that you have to do when you're last man up with 5 minutes left could be his downfall here. We'll have to see. He's actually getting super aggressive. This could be also a very big mistake, but I think Poopachu might have spotted. No.
There's so much time on the clock, too. It's like time hasn't even been a factor in these rounds.
No, not at all. Not with these two teams. Well, we did have it become a factor in one round of Bazaar there as Poopachu was in that 1v2 scenario. He was up against the clock there after his transition. But yeah, we don't see too much time issues in matches like these.
I am like shell-shocked SMC won't be playing in that Final Four. I feel like they've historically been in there so often. But
I think a lot of things about today have shocked a lot of
Yeah.
people, honestly. You know, a weak showing from Danglers early on today. SMC getting knocked out of the thing, out of the dance completely. Blaze securing their slot.
Doing
and
so
Global
well.
Chem, of course. Yeah, and I mean, tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen? We have G-Men who made their way in from the Challenger Cup, going up against basically the top 3 teams from the EU. So we're going to be seeing a lot of action-packed stuff tomorrow, and I think we could be seeing some similar Cinderella and upset stories going on out of the Group B bracket tomorrow.
That's going to be so exciting. Group B is a thrill. Now that we're done with this Group A, we have something to look forward to, and you're absolutely right, dude. That is going to be a really crazy battle to be watching. There's going to be some insane matches tomorrow. Here's the close 1v1 about to...
Goodness, I'm like holding my breath now when they on that peak. Expediter, I think, is pretty much done here. Pupachu's got the right angle on this, unless he goes right. If Expediter goes right and stays quiet, he might see it. No, this one's going to SMC. Pupachu has the angle, but no! Expediter turns at the last moment, finds Pupachu, and secures the 2nd point for Danglers here on the attack on Cargo.
Wow.
What the hell am I watching, NightFiree?
Danglers playing free and easy. This is how they have to replicate. They have to replicate this play style going forward in the rest of their matches to try and get to that LAN tournament. They're going to have to do this against squads in the VRL, and it's not going to be easy, that's for sure, because that's when the pressure's actually going to be on. You know, when it's actually going to be your last chance to qualify. Yep. And so, you know, their season's not done here yet, and maybe that's why they're still, you know, it's still important for them to play well, because you do want to get good practice in. And they just need to remember what they're doing right now and replicate this, because this is how they have to play. This style, though, can get shut down by a disciplined team like Globochem. I can see how they would lose to that squad pretty quick.
Okay, so interestingly enough, yes, so SMC has not qualified through VR League.
Oh, really?
So this was their last chance.
Yeah, so they're out.
Yeah, so they are done and out. Danglers, they still have to play their tiebreaker match with Rome from the last chance qualifier to determine whether they still have a shot, but they have at least a half of a shot.
Yeah, they're so, I don't know though. They're on the cusp as well. Both of these teams falling from graces, I suppose, and the finals could be real good, man. A beginners, I don't know who's going to come out of that group stage, Group B, you know.
You're absolutely right. A lot of smokes already coming out from SMC, not to be unexpected here. Sickness going to run straight up the middle. He's already picked up 1. He's in a good position to get right up into the cap. Nobody's found him. He's already out. He's got Tab out. No one's looking. He's going to get that cap.
He's going to do it again.
Man. This is the 2nd time today, folks. He's going to pull this. He's going to get the cap here and tie things up. SMC now 2-2 against Danglers. And Nintendo, he does find Sickness, but you know, it's too late. Danglers get the cap against them from SMC, and Sickness does it twice in one day.
Yeah, and you know, now's the time to show your strats if you're SMC, so not surprised he's broken that out twice today already. Definitely a strategy they have worked out very well, and I think some teams need to see how SMC does this and replicate that, because it's a great push strategy that you can use to really threaten a defense if you want.
You are right about that. And I mean, Danglers do this kind of play as well on this map, especially where they kind of push hard through the center, a lot of aggression, shock and awe, and get into a cap position like that. But yeah, I mean, to see Sickness be able to pull out the exact same play twice against 2 different teams is pretty impressive, and you got to give him props for that. He was completely undetected both times, and in the first time, the rest of his team ended up dying while he took a little bit to get the cap. This time, he had plenty of backup still, so even if he had gone down, SMC still had a shot to pull a point out from that round.
See if Danglers can answer back with a cap of their own and take map number 2.
They're chanting, Rabo got capped on. They really do let you have it if you get capped on at the Danglers.
No remorse.
No remorse, especially if you do it against SMC in a LAN event. It keeps your team from going to OC5 or having the shot to go to OC5. Wow, that was like coordinated grenade strikes. That was beautiful. Stumpy Nub gonna get another tase onto Beefy. Landon will find Plenus. Beefy finds Rybo. Pupachu is now gonna clean up Stumpy Nub, and it's already a 1v3 scenario. Sickness will be taken down by Pwnecake and revived by Pupachu almost immediately. Nintendo by himself here. Clutch Tendo, as he's known around the Danglers locker room. But can he do it 1v4 against SMC?
Seen it happen before on Cargo, so wouldn't surprise me. But SMC are looking good here in this 4v1. All the time in the world. Nintendo's more concerned about SMC pushing him right now than he is about pushing them.
Yeah, and it looks like Landon's picked up the shield as well from Stumpy Nub's dead body, so that's going to be a tough thing for him to deal with. It'll definitely catch him off guard. He might not be completely unexpecting it, but he's going to assume that with Stumpy being dead, that somebody is going to have that shield along his way in this 1v4 scenario.
This is going to be a bit of a slow roller here, because I do think SMC have held up their aggressive defense. They've sort of created that front line in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be tough. There's going to be a lot of poking and prodding needed. Nintendo's going to have to nail his shots each time. He's going to have to relocate, find a different angle every time in order to at least break down that wall of defense, as you've put it, and slip by. Taking the tunnel here might actually be a suicide sentence. Here comes Landon, I think, to check the tunnel now.
SMC getting a little antsy. They're wondering where this last attacker is.
Yeah, Nintendo probably one of the more controlled danglers as far as being able to control himself and not get too antsy or want to push things too hard when it's down to just him. He's very methodical in that sense. He's got a good bit of patience to him. Expediter does as well. We saw him clutch that round there for danglers on Bazaar, but Nintendo here showing his control as he moves up quite slowly, trying to avoid any detection there as he's walked just by Landon. And Landon is none the wiser. He's looking for Nintendo.
Eventually, someone's going to check this alleyway, and here is Sickness.
Nintendo's turning. Oh. Okay.
Yep. You know,
Sickness does pick up Nintendo, and
they had ruled out that he couldn't possibly be anywhere else. They had checked all their other locations, and finally Sickness does take a gander inside that alleyway and finds the back of the final attacker. SMC taking the lead 3-2 in this final map.
Looks like they're not ready to give up just yet.
Not quite yet.
They definitely said they are not going to get swept on 2 maps, that's for sure. They've come back with quite a rally here to put it 3-2 on Danglers in Cargo. And well, can Danglers seal map 2, or will SMC be able to take it here on their Marsoc attempt on the next round?
Surprised that there's any time at all between these rounds. I figured these teams would just be powering through here. As I say that, we dive into the next round. Powering through. Can Danglers get the defensive round?
A lot of communication coming out from SMC, so they obviously are not phoning these maps in. They are playing it just as hard as they have been all day, though they've never been ones to just kind of give up and quit anyway. So
you know, it does come down to wins and losses. That's fine, but the point of the league when it started was so that you could play competitive Onward. You know, right. And that's ultimately what these guys have here in front of them, is a chance to play some competitive Onward, play against a team that's well coordinated. And right now, Sickness and Pwnecake crashing in here. Stumpy being patient catches 2, and now Sickness vulnerable as he throws out some smokes. He gets charged on. Stumpy finds 3.
That's right, and SMC Tactical being shut down, similar to how SMC just shut down the Danglers in the last round. Landon Jordan's found a pick. He and Rybo Man will pick up one each. He'll grab Expediter. Riboman will grab the refrag. Now it's 3 danglers with pretty solid positions with a good roundabout view onto the objective up against the one-man Poopachu army once again.
I'm surprised that nade didn't get a little bit further. If it had, I think Stumpy would have been down.
Poopachu just ran right past Stumpy. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He was on the... Well played, sir. Stumpy Nub will find Poopachu, and Danglers take us up 3-3 as they go in to their Marsoc round for the decider here of map 2. Can they do it? They've got the potential. Will they use it?
We will see. It's been a fun group stage today. If you are just tuning in, you've missed a lot of action. 6 maps down the tank. It's been a sampling of the top teams in the VRML. And I think we've got a great final 2. Globochem and Blaze will be coming out as the Group A winners. They'll be facing off against whoever comes out of Group B. That's Beginners, G-Men, Lemon Squad, and Boss Fight. So that is going to be a really interesting EU battle. Beginners have been losing maps here and there to some of those squads, to Boss Fight and 2, like they've been losing maps. So I don't have 100% faith that that #1 spot is locked in for them, but that's kind of where I think the majority lies, is that Beginners are probably going to come out #1, and then it's going to be another battle for 2nd place there in Group B.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're exactly right. I'm going to agree with you 100%, and if anybody was a betting man, they can bet against both of us, and we'll probably be winning some money.
Wrapping things up here, the final round of the day for us. Danglers versus SMC Tactical, all tied up 3-3, going to duke it out.
Some smokes out from both sides early to get men where they want to be. Stumpy Nub and Mr. Beefy going to find each other. Beefy's going to call out that shield pretty quick, and his grenade will pick up Nintendo.
Ooh!
Stumpy going to get the knife on the Beefy. Landon will find Riboman on the cross, I believe. Yes, Nintendo is still alive in the backfield, but it's going to be tough for Stumpy Nub to go for it, as Landon and Phonecake have both gotten a bit aggressive. Clean is going for the aggression. He gets 1 kill. He's seen by the Sickness and Phonecake, so he's stuck in a tough spot. Sickness picks up the kill. Stumpy not happy with the actions of his teammates. Apparently he told them to hold up a moment. They didn't listen, so they got what they deserved, according to old Stumpy Nub there. He will go back to get the res on the Nintendo, and that is something that they'll need as they now take it to a 3v3 in the map. Expediter calling out for any confirms. He looks for another angle into the objective.
Sickness tucked in here has a great line of sight. They got to deal with him probably second. First up will be that far left defender, Poopachu.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to use Nintendo and Stumpy Nub together in order to root out Sickness, because they're going to need Sickness to fire on them to be able to first locate him, and then Nintendo's going to have to utilize Stumpy's shield to help him get the shots onto Sickness safely.
Still 3.
Phonecake might get aggressive here on the corner, hearing the pin from that grenade. Grenade's good. It's long. It gets Sickness. Phonecake gonna try for Stumpy. He doesn't get it. Stumpy will try and rush back to get it himself. Sickness still up. He's going to be able to give call out, so Poopachu will be coming to rescue and or cover the angle. Nintendo will be taken down. Poopachu gets him up in the backfield, so now it's just Nintendo and, or I'm sorry, Stumpy Nub and Expediter going to try and finish this one out for Danglers, though SMC is looking like they've locked down this objective at this point.
Are you alone, though? Are you alone?
Stumpy just trained in here on Phonecake.
Yeah. I'm alone. Okay.
All by my lonesome.
Okay. All right.
enough fire on that shield does take down Stumpy. Lied that he was alone to Ponecake, and now it's up to Expediter, who is alone.
I think Ponecake was asking if he was alone over there. Because I think that was, once he found out they were alone, they basically just, you know, did exactly that. They put a grenade out. That didn't work, unfortunately. Ponecake pushed around behind him to cover the back flank. And then, you know, they just assaulted him with fire. So I think that was the information that they needed. He gave it to him and they utilized it. So that was a good play from SMC. And if they didn't do that, then, well, it looks like they did it that way. So take credit for it. Expediter going to be walking into the Lion's Den here. Sickness already kind of watching this very tight angle that Expediter is slowly sliding through. Pushes forward on this box, and that'll be a wrap. Expediter's making himself feel like more than one person. He's putting out shots in so many different spots from different angles so quickly. I'm pretty sure he's got Ponecake confused as to how many people are left. Sickness will be susceptible to a kill here because he's not got the double penetration layers of the gate that he wants. Expediter will find the kill. Pikachu now on the rotation. Will Expediter see him? No, he won't. And SMC will secure map number 2, but as we've said, it really doesn't matter at this point. Blaze is going to be securing their spot with Globochem into the semis.
Absolutely. I do think they lost both maps to Globo, but like we said, it doesn't matter because Danglers took a map from SMC. So Blaze, congratulations to them, and congratulations to Globo coming out as our Group A champions. And with that, I think we will wrap here. I don't think we're going to do any post-show or anything like that. Maybe we'll do some highlights tomorrow before we get into Group B. And if you want to get some replays and check those out, that'll be when. But I think that's going to be it from us here today. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. My co-caster Sleepy with 2 3's. If you want to get involved in the league, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward. Follow the Facebook, Twitch, Twitter links, all there. There's lots more Onward here to come. We got Group B tomorrow, and then next weekend we have the semis. And the weekend after that, we have the finals. So, again, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all tomorrow with Group B. Bye-bye.